Guys, so what is going on? Welcome to Arsenal versus Man City. Boy, I hope you guys enjoyed the preview as well. Want to say thank you to Drew for helping me out there and giving you a Man City perspective. But guys, what a game today we have. A massive, massive build up for today. If you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And let's get on with it, man. Let's get on with it. Talk team sheet now. And there's a little bit of irony here for Arsenal fans because this time last year when we came in, we had all the problems with Thomas Partey, and then Jorginho had to come in. Then we had Aaron Ramsdale, wife had the miscarriage, so we know what happened there. Then his form just went into the tank, and we had no plan B. Some of you might say Matt Turner, but the consensus in the fan base was that he wasn't going to be the guy to get it done. And then we had, of course, the big one with 10 games to go. We had no Saliba, so we was entering games like this with Rob Holding, and the rest is history. We all know the rest of the story. And then here we sit today. We sit here today, guys, and Man United, Spurs, they're all jealous of the fact that we were top of the league. Liverpool just won, by the way, so we have to win today. But you look at where Arsenal is now, and Arteta's really sport for choice for a first 11. He really is. We're going to have a look at the team sheet now. But before we do that, let's take a look at City. Now, City, when I did the preview a couple of days ago, we talked about John Stones, but he actually makes the bench despite being ruled out in the pre-game conference. So that's a really strange one. Look, I don't think he's going to play. If he was that fit, then he would have started. And obviously, Kyle Walker, he's gone as well. The shocker, and I say shocker because with goalkeepers, even if you're 70, 80%, you still play, right? When you're a goalkeeper, there's not a much in terms of physicality and the temperament for stamina in terms of running. There is not a lot of that. So a little bit surprising that Edison is not featured today. And so Stefan Ortega, he keeps his spot. So it's really, when you think of it in that way, and I know, look, Man City can field two teams. It's not like their replacements are a waste of time. You know, if you look at the likes of, they got Akanji, Diaz, Aki back there, and Guardiola. It's not like these guys are. It's not like Rob Holding. Yeah, let's just put it that way. Let's put it that way. It's not like you're fielding Rob Holding, and then you're having to suffer with the fact that you're playing top level football with a mid level player. That's not Man City's way. So people can cry about these players that are out. It's just, for me, it's just excuses. When you think of it, we had no Timber. When we played them, we beat them 1-0. We had no Timber, no Partey, and Saka, our best player, was missing for that game. So people can talk about, yeah, we didn't have Diaz and Rodri wasn't there. So what? We did. Partey was our best player last season. He weren't playing in the first game. And Starboy, Saka, is renowned as Arsenal's best player. He did in the first game. So I just think we're starting to hear the excuses from Man City fans about how they are missing players and they can't get it done and all that. They're just covering their backs in case we blow them out today. But their defense, they can be had. The fact that they've got those replacements in, which I said are still good, but then they have the goalkeeper, Edison's not there. So for me, they can be had. So how does Arsenal look right now? How do we match up to them? So looking at the team sheet news, guys, it's just one change from the Porto win. And if you watch my preview, and if you watch actually quite a lot of my videos, what have I been saying, guys? What have I been saying? I've been saying Jesus needs to start on the left. I've been saying that all season long. Because Martinelli's not been on form, because Trossard is a forward player. He's a guy who you want around the front line, and he's a guy who you want to make sure, he plays that Foden role, doesn't he? Busy, making runs, 1-2 touches, overlaps. You want him around the forward line, not necessarily as a winger, not necessarily as a number 10, but you just want Trossard to play around the box. And I think we talked about Phil Foden. He fits that role really well for City. And I think that's Trossard's role for Arsenal. So to say he's a conventional winger when sort of getting past defenders is not his strong suit, although we've seen him do it before, especially the third goal against Liverpool. Boy, did that ever shut us up. But I think this is the right call. and I've said this before, Jesus played for Manchester City on that left, scored 94 goals and 206 and 30 appearances there for them. So this is a fitting place of where you want him, and I think it is a boss call. As I said, you can ask, oh, here comes Gary. Right, hold on a second, guys. Let me just up and get the team sheet. If I can get it back. Come on.
Afternoon, guys.
Going. Afternoon, Gary. I was just going through the team sheet, which I'm going to try and add it back in here now. Hold on. Yes, right, I got it back. Yeah, I was just talking about all the months I've been talking about Jesus needs to start on the left, and finally, we start to see that happen. For the simple reason is, like I said, 94 goals, 230 games for City player on the left. But what is Jesus' strong suit? His strong suit is dribbling. You know, he's one of the best dribblers, one of the best players with the ball at his feet, going past defenders, definitely the best on Arsenal's team. And so when you play him up front, you kind of nullify that ability, don't you? You kind of take that ability because he's then got the ball at his back to the goal, and then he has to do stuff a striker does. Hold the ball up, play with the ball at his head, play with the ball coming to his feet. Whereas when he's a striker, when he's a winger, he then gets the ball isolated out on the wing, and then he's allowed to develop and use the space he has, which strikers don't have. They don't have that space, do they? When the strikers get the ball, they're surrounded by 2 or 3 defenders, and then they have very little time.
I'm underway, Apollo.
Yeah, I'm nearly there right now. Yes, I'm underway now. So you're about 5 seconds ahead of me. Team sheet, I think, is pretty good. That's the only change for me. What's your thoughts of the team sheet, Gary?
Yeah, I think this team pretty much picks itself now, doesn't it? You know, it's a winning team. There's no need to change it. Partey's obviously not ready to start, or maybe he would get a nod over Jorginho, but the bench is super strong, which is good to see. So, you know, if we can get a good result here today, we're up for the fight right through to the end of the season, because all our players are back fit.
Yeah, right. Let's get rid of this so that we can see. Right, guys, game started. There's 40 people of you watching on YouTube. There's 160 people watching on Twitter, and about 100 people watching on Facebook. So shout out to all of you guys. And as I said, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. We are a go. And you can see Arsenal already forcing the press. And this is going to be telling, because when we talk about Gary,
well done, Jacob Kiwior.
When we talk about, that's a foul on Jesus. Referee just lets it go.
Yeah, watch the feet from Kiwior though.
Yeah, yeah. Referee just lets it go. That's a poor pass there from Odegaard out to the right against Fasaka. So this is the thing for me right now. It's like, what's the biggest asset when a team are missing 2 of their top defenders and the goalkeeper? What's the biggest asset? The biggest asset is
Haaland into the box.
Yeah.
Oh, penalty. Oh no, the ref. That looked like a penalty to me. Oh, offside. Offside. Arsenal get away with it. That looked like a penalty from Saliba, but it's offside.
Yeah, the referee is already. The referee.
Yeah, he was clearly offside. I wonder why the ref didn't blow for the pen, because that was a clear pen.
Yeah, well, it was really offside. Look, I'm looking at the linesman. Linesman kept his flag up until quite late, actually, on that one. Oh, early warning signs there, guys.
Saliba knew. He's so good. He knew.
One, man. Arteta looking a little bit concerned. I've seen that look before.
You got a tackle there, Jesus.
Yeah.
Bernardo the Rat Silva.
Yeah.
And then he gives away a stupid free kick.
Yeah, you don't want to give free kicks away here. I tell you what, we're struggling a little bit just coming out of the box. This is the start you need. Emerson says, afternoon, Apollo, Gary. We will not be on the podcast as my laptop and coverage will be delayed, so I'll pop in the chat. No problem, bro. Cam says, not sure why Jesus. Yeah, I just explained why he's doing that. He says, look at the bench. Yeah, the bench is phenomenal, man. Have we ever seen a better bench than that? Have we actually ever seen a better bench than that? The bench is incredible.
I can't remember last time I saw a bench that strong for an Arsenal team.
Absolutely incredible. Just an incredible bench. Free kicks coming in, and so is Vincey. Vincey will be there in a second. Cam says life and death game this is, and he says Kivior has been better than Guardiol this season. Right, here comes Man City's free kick.
And it's headed behind by Saliba. So that's Ben White at the far post. Corner Man City.
Yeah, that's it. And I think Haaland was on the far post on that one. We're backs to we're digging our heels in at the moment. Digging our heels in.
Yeah, you'd expect City to come out and be on it anyway.
You would, but even when we played City and Liverpool, they only had one shot on us. They had one shot on target against us. Vincey, big up to you, bro. In your Thierry Henry 20 assists that season jersey.
Yes, family. Afternoon.
Jesus, man. He's got done again.
It's that type of performance.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? Jesus doesn't look fit. I'm sorry. He's labouring on that left wing.
Yeah, he is a little bit, but this is a little bit defensive game. We've got to win the ball back. Look at Martin Odegaard leading by example. He's the only one pressing on the front line.
Here comes City again.
Jesus has to be fit because surely if he was unfit, you just play Trossard.
Yeah, very true.
Is that the side of the side of the pitch where they're going to be targeting us?
Yeah, I'm coming away from the podcast chat with Andy, who's having every go at Arsenal that he can. He wants a yellow card for Gabriel. He wants a yellow card for Jesus, and we've only played 5 minutes. Calm down, Andy. Calm down.
I think it's quite fortunate not to get one.
You know what? I love Tony. Andy's left all these messages, and Tony's not bitten on any of them once. Like me and Andy would be having a little conversation. Tony's just reading it and saying, "Nah, you know what? I'm not getting involved. I'm not giving you the fuel for your fire, Andy." Andy, the Spurs fan. Tony's offering him no fuel. Here comes Arsenal, though.
He did say earlier that Saka's got to perform because Arsenal haven't got. Man City have
what's
lost.
going on there with Saliba? Oh, Arsenal just played. Saliba's still lying on the ground, and Arsenal just keep playing. That's a weird one, that.
High tempo to the game, isn't it?
It is, but Arsenal just need to calm down a little bit because the reason, Vincey, why teams have not been having a shot on goal on us is because we've just been dominating games. So that first 5 minutes was a little bit concerning for me because it's like, hold on. Teams don't have that much, they don't have that much of the ball against us in those areas.
That looked like he went down before he got contacted.
I'm 6 minutes, 35 seconds, guys.
You're 30 seconds ahead of me.
Oh, go on, Wes. Can we get the cross, Ben White? Can we get the cross?
Oh, he's played it.
Oh, where's your left foot, Jesus? Unlucky. Just past the post.
Yeah, but that's why we want Jesus.
Yeah, but
look at that.
Left foot there all day long, Apollo.
Yeah,
never going to squeeze it in with his right there.
It was defended well.
Confidence in your left foot, ain't you? You literally have got to.
Yeah, do you know what it was, Tone? The chest control didn't allow it to go onto his left foot. Yeah. It actually dropped down his right leg.
Good cross by Ben White. That's becoming a thing now for Ben White.
Was it 23 years since Rocastle passed, isn't it? Today?
Yeah, today, yeah. And let's remember, guys, if you watch the preview that me and Drew did on the channel, Man City haven't lost in 39 home matches in all competitions, and they have
38.
scored in a consecutive 57 games is where they've scored in consecutive games. So, and I predicted we would shut them out today with our defense. I predicted that we would shut them out. Good little spot there from Jesus. It's a nice ball played. Then Arsenal now showing some real progressive play now. This is what you want to see. Come on, lads. Let's get into this. Come on. We've got 1,000 people watching on Twitter, 60 people watching on YouTube. and 150 people watching on Facebook. So shout out to all of you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Big up to the Arsenal Nation, man. Big up to all of you lot. Massive game today. Biggest of the season. Vincey's got his game day hat on. Tony, highly concentrated on the result. I haven't had predictions from you guys. You saw the preview I did with Drew. I said it's going to be 1-0 Arsenal. Tony, what's your prediction today?
I'm going to 2-1, mate.
2-1. The 2 is the home team, that's City. So you're saying we're going to...
I'm going for my Gunners, mate. I always
Okay, so 2-1 Arsenal.
I never bet against.
Gary,
I fancy a little 1-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, me too. The old 1-0 to the Arsenal. Vincey, he looks really concerned here. I'm a little bit worried now. I'm watching more Vincey than I am the game at the moment because he's just got that concerned look in his face. What's your prediction, Vincey?
Oh, Raya.
This is the game that I said Arsenal need to go and win to stamp their authority.
Well, Raya got away with that one there, man.
But maybe it's not one of those games. I actually predicted on Super 6 a 2-1 City win. You just want to get at this game unscathed, you know what I mean? It's just too nervous, you know what I mean? City have just too much trauma over the years. You just want us to just beat them, you know?
I agree. A couple of things, guys. First thing is, would you take a draw? Tony?
Yeah.
Why?
It's better than a loss.
What about you, Gary?
Right now, yeah, I'll take a draw. If it ended like this, or it ended 1-1 or 2-2, whatever, yeah, I'd take that.
What about you, Vincey?
I want us to beat them. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't want a draw. I know the draw helps us, but I just want, at this stage, I want us to beat them. Any means necessary.
Yeah. For me, guys, the reason why I said that is because a couple of years ago, me and Tony and Bertram had a conversation where I said, in order to be the champions, you've got to beat the champions. And what I meant by that was 2 years ago, Liverpool and Man City had won like 11 games on the bounce in a row. And they came to play each other. In that game, I said, if Liverpool don't win, they're not going to win the title. City and the game ended up in a 1-1 draw. City ended up winning the league by a point. And so every time I think about that, I'm thinking, you know, there's no way for us to win the league, we have to beat City. The reason why we were top today was because of the results we've had against City and because of Liverpool. All the other results look after themselves. But if you drop points to the big boys, you're behind it. And so that's why, for me, you have to win here today to stamp your authority on it. There is no room for error. Nervous start, says Jamie. Jamie Andrews says nervous start. G saying we got too much wine to be nervous for this match. I'll see where we stand, but I stand with my previous statement of where he says we're going to win 2-0. Jamie says we're going to win 3-1. Yep. Big time.
I'll tell you one thing. I mean, Kivio's got under some serious pressure today.
Yeah.
Touch a little bit heavy at times. And it's understandable, and it's big stakes today. And there will be mistakes, so we've got to be easy on.
I still think he's more solid than Zinchenko, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem with your statement, Vincey, is when you say there's going to be mistakes in this game, is Man City don't make mistakes.
Nice, Ben White. Well done, Ben White.
Yeah, but they may make a mistake for us to get a goal. You know what I mean? It's. I don't think it's just one team that's prone to mistakes under pressure. Even City have shown this year when teams get at them in certain stages of the game.
Saliba, what are you doing, Saliba?
So, we just got to limit mistakes and capitalize when we can.
Saliba didn't play the ball quickly enough there, did he?
No, he got caught and he played Jorginho into trouble when it come back to him, and then he holds on to it, but he draws a free kick off of Rodri.
That's okay at the moment. the biggest concern. What's the biggest matchup and concern you have in this game? Mine is if Declan Rice has a fantastic game here, then that could be the difference. And then obviously,
Ben White, can we deliver? Can we deliver? Oh, I've got to get across the front post.
Yeah, I can see
Jesus,
that.
man.
Oh, look at that! Just when you needed him to bag one in, just when you needed Ben White to come in and deliver across of quality like that, it weren't too bad. It was 3-on-3, weren't too bad.
That's where you just want one getting across the front of the keeper.
Yeah.
No point standing there watching him come to collect it.
So tactically, guys, in this game, we've seen it play out a little bit like it did at the Emirates, where Man City wasn't pressing aggressively; they were just putting pieces on the chessboard. Arsenal, though, showing the much more aggressive press, which they're doing right now. Actually, you can see now here we've got 6 players on that press line, just inviting City to come. So we're playing a soft press at the moment rather than a hard one. But City just not committing a lot of men. City coming down the left-hand side, though.
Corner.
He's done Saka, but he's defended still well. Arsenal getting caught out in possession a little bit. That's the second time it's happened in the game today. The thing is, you've got to think now, guys, Arteta and Guardiola know each other so well. You know.
And it's saved on the line by Raya.
Wow. Ooh.
Okay, point blank. And I think, who was it that just got across? Gabriel.
Yeah.
If it doesn't hit Gabriel, it's in.
Oh, wow.
But for someone to get a free header 4 yards out from goal, what's going on there?
And it's not just that, Gary, but the 2 blue shirts behind him were free and unmarked. So if it's zonal marking, then where is everybody else on that one?
That's not good.
Yeah, shaky start for Arsenal for me. 15 minutes gone.
Corner Arsenal. Foden gives away an unnecessary corner under pressure from Ben White, I believe.
Yeah, and Vincey, who leads the Premier League with 19 set-piece goals?
None like Gabriel.
Come on, you Gunners. Let's show them why we lead the league in set pieces. Let's do one on that Ortega goal.
And it's just 13 goals we've scored from corners.
It says 19 goals from set pieces, yeah.
Yeah, 19 set piece goals, 13 from corners alone.
17 goals.
Yeah,
Come on,
right now
Saka.
you want Ben White to put a body on Ortega here. And he has done that. And look, there's no Man City player around Ben White and the goalkeeper.
The keeper comes and claims it, though. Well done, Kai Havertz. Stood in front of the keeper. Didn't allow him to distribute it quickly.
Yeah. That's experience, Mo. He might be 24 years old, but he's a Champions League when it was his goal that beat City. You know, I said all week, Havertz has got to start up front. I said it all week, mate. I'm glad he's done that. This is I don't think you could pick a better team than this right now.
Back in 2 seconds, guys.
Oh, okay. So we're in a situation again. This isn't how I thought the game was going to be played out. Where we're camped in our half and City are trying to ping the ball around looking for chances. I actually thought that the game was going to be a little bit more balanced, like in the first game at the Emirates. It seems that City are getting all the possession in the parts of the pitch where they want it. So for me, we're playing a counter-attack game, which is, again, as I said, it wouldn't be my first choice.
City have to get something out of this game. And you know, the first game, you know, we were able to get something towards the end. So City have to come out first half, impose themselves. I think both benches are strong, but City definitely need something out of this game.
think Arsenal's is stronger.
It's well played by Jesus. Did he win a throw? No. It's well played by Jesus. So Jesus has almost dropped back into a left back position in a back five. So when Arsenal are defending, they're in like a 5-3-2 formation. The two front men are Havertz and Odegaard. That's your two front men. And so they're playing that 5-3-2 deep, low block defense against City, passing the ball. And so far, it's working really well.
Come on. That's the second time, Jesus. Easy, son.
What's he going to do? He's going to... All right, so I don't like the way the referee's treating Jesus in this game. He's been fouled 3 times. Each time he's gone down, the referee's waved his hands to say, get up. And now he's in on him about the push. And it's not a blatant push. It's just a push you would normally see on the field, which referees don't normally, they normally let things like that go.
Is that referees Anthony Taylor born in Manchester? Taylor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We're giving him a little bit too much space there. So, again, still Manchester City, and a lot of the game has been played in Arsenal's side of the field.
No, Jesus, not there. Jesus Christ.
Bit heavy, wasn't it, Gary?
I thought he was just going to go right past Declan Rice there for a split second.
Yeah, a bit heavy.
Arsenal come the other way now. Go on, Saka. He didn't really do one thing or another. He should have gone on the outside. The room was on the outside, not to come back inside.
Yeah, it was. Referee said it's no foul as well as Saka
goes
down.
He got the ball. Right, yeah. He had the ball and he's just got to go down the outside.
So the biggest thing for me, guys, in this game, what's missing for Arsenal is the possessional football, and that only means one thing. It means Jorginho. Jorginho's simply not getting enough of the ball because we've got no one controlling the pace of the game. City's got all the dominance so far, the possession. And for me, for Arsenal, we need to get Jorginho on the ball so that he can take control. We've had 0 possession in this game.
Excuse me.
Well, it's not quite 0, is it?
It isn't, but that's we haven't had a lot of possession in this game.
Oh.
And here
you do expect the home team to have a lot of the ball because that's their raison d'etre. That is what they're built on. They're built on possession-based football.
It is, but when you're at this level, we've seen games like the game we saw the other day, Liverpool City. We've seen games like when
successful passes in the final third. Arsenal have had 5, City have had 58 so far.
And that's the biggest concern for me. Going back to you, Tony, that's normally the case with a game against most teams. That when we play teams, when we go away, and as we have at the Anfield and other places, we tend to, one of the reasons why we're so good away from home is we tend to really average that out, don't we? It's never really one-sided possession we see. So this is why I'm a little concerned about why this game has played out so far in the first 20 minutes.
I'll tell you, having a word with Jesus there.
Tony, can you elaborate a little bit more on that raison d'etre?
So effectively, City are built this way. They have a manager who is all about possession-based football. So, you take your team at home and you expect us to try and dominate. I don't even think we dominated possession in the home game, which we won. I think Manchester City had more possession in that game than Arsenal did. Possession doesn't win you games all automatically, though.
No, I was just going to say that.
We've seen that to our detriment on some occasions. We've seen it to our advantage in others. At the moment, I just kind of feel like, Man City are comfortable. Arsenal quite haven't found their rhythm yet.
I tell you what, this game, how I'm seeing City play right now, it reminds me of when Pep was playing and that type of Spanish team. and you couldn't get hold of the ball, but they weren't doing much
Not
in
there, Jesus.
attacking third internationally. And chances, that's what I'm saying. It's who's going to take the best chances when it comes. Should come out top in this game.
Ultimately, a 19-day layoff between games is not ideal.
It's not just
not
that,
at
Gary,
all.
but the important thing is as well, and I mentioned this to Andy today in the earlier game with when Liverpool Brighton, is that after international weekend, teams normally come out really groggy. They really ever play their best football after an international weekend. Cam says first time they've shown Foden on screen in 15 minutes. He says Apollo's right, struggling to find options in the midfield to get the ball to. That's why we need Jorginho on the ball, bro. G is saying really disappointing so far. They seem happy for White and Kivior to have the ball and not taking the same chance with anyone else.
I don't know why, but Arsenal are getting panicky when they get the ball.
What a tackle, Declan Rice. What a tackle that is. Saka, you're not even running, mate. Saka, you're not even running. Saka's not fit, man. Look, he's just laboured up there.
Yeah, we need to keep possession, though. We need to keep possession. Look, there's Jesus. Like Havertz has got.
And that's unlucky, man. Havertz inches away from getting on the end of that. Well, good goalkeeping.
Yeah.
That's not a foul. Go away, Neves, whatever your name is. Diaz.
Yeah, they're trying to get him booked.
Yeah, it's not a foul. He slid in. He's got all the right to go for that.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got every right to go for that.
I thought Jesus was a little offside. I thought he was slightly offside on that pass through.
I didn't think he was. I thought it was onside.
Yeah.
But that's where you want to see him check back inside and maybe have a shot with his right foot.
What isn't that counter-attacking football, guys? Isn't that what this is set up to be?
Aki's down injured. He's going off, being replaced by Rico Lewis.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! So they're losing.
Yeah, looks like something wrong with his pass.
Their defenders are falling like flies here today, man.
Lewis has stripped the balls up. Aki's game's done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what? Going back to players that have not been mentioned, I haven't heard Kovacic. I haven't even seen him on the ball.
Well, that's why one of the comments here, who was it? Cam said it's the first time Foden's been shown on screen in 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. But it just shows so that obviously City are playing down the wings, isn't it, with Guardiola or however you pronounce his name, and Bernardo Silva on the other side.
Wow.
So,
Just take the G off and use the V. Vardio. Just take the G off.
I should remember that right up there with that other one that you mentioned, Dead and Red, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, you gotta listen.
Say again, Gary.
Yeah,
You
that's
gotta
it.
listen to Tony. Tony's
That's it, man. I'm going to use that in the. I'm going to use that in the sentence later.
School teacher, boys. That's why I'm the school teacher.
Yeah, I just said you gotta listen to Tony. That's the
gonna
reason
use
why
it.
we don't. Hey, we don't use 5 as an average anymore. We use 6 because of our resident teacher, Tony Cox.
You watch. I'm going to use that in the sentence now. You're going to be impressed with me, Tony.
Yeah, well, Tony told me that. I was like, what are you talking about? And then I was like, you know what? Man's a teacher, so he probably knows his stuff. But my sister-in-law is a teacher as well. She said, yeah, Tony's exactly 100% right. 6 is the average. Yeah. So I'm giving a lot more 6s now in my player ratings than I am 5s. Put it that way. That's your baseline.
It doesn't matter because 3's the magic number.
Was that the base number?
What I
Gary?
like just now is the contested header between
How was that a foul?
Haaland and Gabriel. And
Bernardo was never getting to that. He was never going to get to that.
Bernardo the Rat Silva.
Odegaard's pointing out he was never going to get to that ball anyway.
He's such a little rat, Bernardo Silva. I can't stand him. I hate him with a passion.
Yeah, but Havertz is a rat as well, isn't it? So we can take.
Yeah, but you know what? In every game, Silva gets away with some dirty challenges, man. He never gets booked. Drives me nuts.
Yeah, welcome to Kai Havertz for other teams. That's how they look at Havertz. They can't stand him, which is why
Gary,
I love it when we play him.
Just call him Stig of the Dump.
Old school.
He's a proper cat weasel. Some of you like, ain't old enough to. Some of you ain't old enough to know who Cat Weasel is, you know.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, man.
What no stick in the dump, mate.
I know.
I remember them. I remember them both.
Proper steptoe and son business. Proper steptoe and son business.
So Arsenal have had 2 shots compared to City's 1, and both had 1 on target.
Yeah.
See what I mean about possession?
Yeah, that's the game plan.
Oh, we won it back well there.
In saying that, guys, in the last 5-10 minutes, we're slowly
Well
starting
played,
to get back into
Kai
the game.
Havertz.
Oh, look, win it up high. Come on. Possession. That's it. Calm it down, lads. Calm it down. Calm it down. Calm it down a little bit. Yeah. See, this is what I mean. Now, what's City now? They don't press heavy, do they? They just sit back a little, which allows us to break the press really easily.
Well done, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Slowly taking our time, but we are beginning to now get the pace of the game better.
Ooh. Oh,
Wow.
Saka don't look fit at all, man. He looks like he's labouring all over the gaff.
So, guys, I do want to see. That's a
There's
little bit
the ball.
sloppy from Saka.
Oh, too much on it.
So, having a look at what City's doing, Rico Lewis is playing right back, but when he's out of possession, he's sort of tucked inside, playing as a central midfielder as well. So that it looks like they're shifting. Because you can see him right now as he's playing that right back position. As the ball advances out of possession, he then goes to a central role.
Too much.
Oh, Jesus! Saliba got lucky. The ball hit him on the back of the hill, and as I think it was Haaland was going for it, he fell over.
Yeah, Foden. That was Foden.
Foden.
Yeah.
He fell over. Go on, now again. Now can we cross Ben White? Hit it, volley! Oh! Jesus! What are you doing? Shoot! Oh!
Here he comes. It comes into the middle. It's laid off.
Just wide.
Jesus! Oh, just wide.
I thought he should have hit it first time when it come back to him from Kyrgios.
Oh, no, I like when he dribbles with the ball at his feet. Football. That's his MO,
That
man.
is great football, though. That's the kind of football we want to see. A good attack.
Yeah, and it's opened up because City's all over the place. See, that's the benefit in counter-attacking football is that City don't have the men back in numbers. So when we're in those positions, we're always going to be man on man there or thereabouts in regards to the numbers and not really overloaded in those situations. Really good football. You know, I wouldn't have agreed with this game plan, but it looks like that's what Arteta's doing here to win the game.
Great defending by Ben White there from the goal kick.
Yeah, did you see that?
Just touched underneath it.
Yeah. So Gary, I know you're not into. Gary, you are into the NFL. So you would have remembered a quarterback called Warren Moon. Used to play for the Houston Oilers.
I was going to say that rings a bell. That's ancient old, isn't it?
It is, but we used to have an offense called a run and shoot. Yeah. And then what you saw Ben White do was a definition of the run and duck. Oh dear.
I see there's some major rule changes coming in NFL. I was reading the other day they're not allowed to was it the hip tackle or something?
Hip tackle,
hip tackle and the kickoff change. So the kickoff is changed completely now.
Yeah, it's one man back and everyone else in the line facing each other or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, I've got my finger on the pulse of NFL, don't worry.
Go on, gal. So what do you think of Hassan Reddick going to the Jets? That was quite a move, wasn't it?
Gone to the Chiefs, isn't he? Keeper. That Reece Sammett's gone to the Chiefs.
Wow.
The rugby player.
Yeah, that's right.
Gary. So Gary, the reason why they're getting rid of that is because 25 injuries last season came because of that type of tackle.
Oh, Ben White, come on. Saliba, come on.
And that's the reason why, look, you can't hesitate when you're playing out the back like that. You can't do it. So that's the reason why they're doing it. They're all just to cut down the injuries.
Scott bloody calls and Scott Carson people. I'm gonna
Tony, Mark Clark says both tentative teams.
Yeah.
It's a lot at
Mark-
stake for both of them, isn't there? You know, no one wants to give away the edge to the other.
But Gary, nobody wants to lose. Nobody can afford to
Yeah.
lose today. That's what it comes down to.
But we can't be doing things like that cheap giveaway of the throw-in that Saliba done. We've got to be, you know. I don't know about you, but I'm struggling to see Jorginho in this
Go
game.
on, Odegaard! Go on, Odegaard! Square it! Square it! Oh!
Oh.
I thought you should have just knocked it square straight away.
Yeah, he had Havertz running in.
Jesus, too much, Jesus!
Oh, he does this every game. What is wrong with him?
Oh.
It's every game, man. When this guy plays, he drives me nuts. But
Oh.
Odegaard there, I thought he should have just pushed it across right there. First time, dink it.
You know what? It's the fact that Odegaard did so much work to win that possession.
Yeah.
He's on his own. Jesus just does too much.
Oh God,
that's why
guys.
you gotta love Odegaard, man. He's up there on his own. Nobody else.
Yes, Gabriel. Gabriel don't care about no Haaland.
Nice, Gabriel. Nice. Haaland not getting nothing against us again. Guys, who's your best player of the game so far for Arsenal?
Bang it, Deck.
Gabriel.
Gary.
Oh.
Come on.
No, do you know what? Get Gabriel Jesus off this pitch, man.
Oh, what is going on? Come on, lads. Oh, what is that from Jesus?
What's the ball from Odegaard?
What was the question, Apollo? Who's the best Arsenal player so far on the pitch?
That's right, yeah. Tony said it's Gabriel. I've gone for Ben White.
Yeah, probably Ben White. I suppose he's got on the overlap, got a couple of crosses in, been solid defensively.
Yeah, Vincey.
Ben White.
Excellent.
Actually, I'm going with Gabriel stroke Odegaard.
Oh, Saliba. Saliba's at the mare. That's a terrible pass.
Cam says,
Third time.
Cam says, but football experts told me that a long rest is a good thing. Gary says plain cold. Tony says it doesn't matter if you haven't played in a while.
No, I think the more active you are, the better it is.
This is Mark Clark. Mark Clark is also gone for Ben White as he's play. He says, low Jesus, man. And he also says a lot at stake. Arsenal tight and disciplined. We go again in the second half if we can't keep it clean. If we can keep it clean. And then G says, Mark, we're just giving the ball straight back to them every time we lose it. For F's sake.
I just think that Jorginho right now is just a shadow. He doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Just need to be patient in these games, Tony.
Get out, Ben White. Get out.
The ball just the game just seems to be passing him by. I need someone.
Yeah, but you know what it is. You know what it is, time with Jorginho. So if you just watch him there, he's pointing and he's telling people where to go. He's controlling the whole narrative from the centre of the pitch. Kirill, well done, Kirill and Gabriel on Haaland.
What have we got? We've got Mark saying they're doing buffing with it.
Raya's fell on full shank the kick again. Second shank from Raya.
And he says party
time.
Come off
it. Come off it, man. How is that a yellow card? You better not yellow card him for that. No, you're right. Damn right. Keep that card in your pocket.
Yeah, that's not a yellow card.
Oh, no. Do you know what? Rice stuck both his legs between Haaland's legs and pulled him down. That should have been a yellow card.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah,
stuck his leg between Haaland, both of Haaland's legs, I said.
It's a good thing there's not VAR on yellow cards.
I can't see how that's a yellow card.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Because
well, he's
Haaland was away. Haaland was away, wasn't he?
Yeah, but
yeah,
was-
well, he's stopping an attack, so that's a yellow. That's a
Yeah,
yellow
yeah,
all
yeah.
day long.
It should have been a yellow card. Ball's crossed in.
Yeah, the ball comes in and it goes. It's far out on the left. He's got no support, so he's having to go back into the midfield. City still in possession. Rico's got the ball. Mark Clark says nothing, not buffing. Cam says Rice looks knackered. Looks like he just played 90 minutes midweek Champions League match. We are going for the same tactic as United yesterday. G says, can't believe I'm going to say this, but Zinchenko might be the better option here.
Ooh.
Who said that? Who said that? Kick them out, Apollo. Kick them out. Oh. And that almost fell to Haaland in the box, man. It come off of Rodri or Gabriel. And Haaland was coming in behind.
Yeah. Fine margins, guys. Fine margin. Etihad fans are getting frustrated.
That's well played by Gabriel there, because he used his body so well to not let Rodri get a free header.
Yeah.
Rice looks done for. He looks knackered. He's down on his haunches, tying up his boots.
Yeah. Gabriel's down a little bit.
Just so you guys are aware, I'm keeping my eye on the cup final between Chelsea ladies and Arsenal's, which has now gone into extra time after 0-0 at the end of the game.
And Raya shanked another one. 4 now.
What's
4
going
kicks
on with
Raya
Raya?
has shanked.
Why is he
And
shanking
he's possession 4 times now to City, halfway inside Arsenal's half.
That is not good at
If this
all.
was Ramsdale now, people would be screaming.
They would be, but
Look,
let's be fair.
Vinci's collapsed. Look, because he can't believe Raya shanked 4 kicks and no one's mentioned it.
Yeah, I got to be honest. My favorite game with Raya this season was the one against Man City where he was baiting them. That was my favorite Raya game. Here comes Odegaard. How is that a foul? You know what? Let's just get into halftime and regroup. Mark points out actually that yes, Declan Rice played all minutes for England. He captained them twice as well, didn't he? He captained them twice.
That was only the second game.
Yeah, he captained him in the second game because it was his 50th cap. And Raya catches it on the line and manages to kick the ball out.
Okay, look, we just need half time to come. Hold on a second, guys. I'm just going to get some water. Shout out to all 90 people watching the stream. Shout out to, we've got 800 people watching on Twitter.
What a touch from Jesus.
5 minutes left, guys. We got to get something here.
Do you know what? That's not a foul either, man. That's not a foul from Rico Lewis either.
But Gary, wouldn't you take it all day long?
What's that? The free kick?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I've got to get this water, or else I just don't want to miss
It wasn't even a foul, Apollo. It was a throw.
Oh, so you didn't give it. Rico's hobbling. Can you see Rico? He's hobbling there as well. All right, guys, back in a second.
Corner. Yes. Has to be a corner. Has to be, yes.
Right. Let's go, boys.
Come on, Deck. Swing it in, Deck.
Set piece number 18, is it?
This tactic of everyone starting way beyond the back post. Well done, Declan Rice. Brilliant, Declan Rice. Gets back from taking the corner, breaks up the attack, and then gives the ball away.
Keep the commentary going, Gary, because I'm a couple of seconds behind you. So
Yeah, so City have it back now with Ortega. Arsenal sort of in mini press, force him to go long, and it's right through all the way down the pitch to Haaland, who's able to control it and lay it off. And here comes City again with the little rat.
I think if we improve our composure when we're on the ball, we'll make good use of these opportunities. Just rush it a little bit.
I can agree with that, Vincey. I think of all the opportunities in the game, we've had the best. We've had the best couple, apart from the Ake header.
No, it's a game of limited opportunities for both when we be honest about it, and that's kind of what you expect of two top level teams.
Oh.
So what you see, Gal?
And is that a free kick? Free kick to Arsenal. It's Odegaard.
Odegaard right rolling. Little scrap right now, isn't it?
Odegaard. Is it Odegaard? I think it is Odegaard rolling on the floor, holding his ankle.
It's a right little scrap right now.
Gabriel's down on his haunches. He looks half done for.
I thought I was going to come back and you guys was going to say to me, Arsenal are 1-0 up.
Big up to Victor in the house. Good to see you.
Yeah, nice one.
Oh.
So, what have we got? We've got, have they put injury time up yet?
No, not yet. Oh, well done, Havertz. Oh, you just got to knock it. You've done the hard work. You controlled the ball. Well done, Declan Rice. Excellent press. Excellent.
Say what you see, Gal. Say what you see.
The Declan Rice pressing, is it Vardiol? Forced him all the way back.
In this game.
All the way back to in his own half. 2 minutes added on.
So Mark Clark says, look how Ray is just booting it now. His strength is playing out, and he gave the ball away. Yep. Losing a little
four times Ray has given the ball away in this half.
Yep. Victor, shout out to you. G says that was another really good opening. Believe it or not, we are actually creating better chances than City.
So here comes City now. Oh, how's that ball got there? One of you's got to cut it out.
Says we just can't lose. I don't foul him. I've given him too much space. Oh yeah, that's good. Look,
and Saka wins the free kick.
It's a right little scrap.
Half a foul from De Bruyne there.
Yeah, it's a right little scrap at the moment. Cam saying Saliba is struggling on the ball. Haaland looking like a massive bitch out there. Gabriel's bitch. More touches in the box. More touches. Yeah. That's right. I mean, Mark, this is the game plan, though. That's the game plan. We've come in this. Really, have we seen this? I think this is the first time this season that we've played the counter attack. Normally, we've been dominating possession, grabbing the game by the neck. And remember, our style of play is dominating teams.
Yeah.
And in this game, and look, credit to Arteta. Some people say that Arteta doesn't know how to manage the game. I don't agree with him, but he's definitely changing this up. He's seen something. He's taken a different approach. Whether Arteta will change that at halftime, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I doubt it. Because you just want to nullify as best as you can those opportunities that you'd expect a team like Man City to be creating. You know, I look at, But
that's half time. That's half time.
Yeah.
I look at the way Man City had dominated certain teams and created chance after chance. They clearly haven't done that today. You know, they've been very limited, and I think that's a great strategy from the manager. You know, you don't want to have one of them shootout games where, you know, we can score 5 and they can score 6. We don't want that. We want to keep this really tight. We want to ensure that, you know, we limit them as much as possible and make them struggle to get into their rhythms. If they start getting into their rhythms, then they're unplayable.
Right. So let me go through this and then we'll get halftime analysis. Mark Clark saying, you're right, Apollo. G saying, spot on, Apollo. By the way, Saliba making me miss Rob Holding. Mark is saying, well done for getting to halftime unscathed. Cam saying, Jesus appalling. What is going on? Saliba is a bit nervous too. I don't really know. Jesus hasn't played a lot of football. Martinelli's been out for a while. We've just got to go with the spoils. And as me and Tony just said, and this is really my halftime analysis on this. You've got to think to yourself, what was the game plan coming in? A. B, is the game plan working? C, which are the players that can get more involved in the game, like Jorginho, as we mentioned? So in that respect, I think Arteta has got not that much to work with when he goes into half-time. Very little adjustments for Arteta, but what he will do is he'll talk about the plan in terms of what happens if we go A, a goal down, or B, if we go a goal up. Players that I would like to see come on. Oh, what was that? Players I would like to see coming on in the second half. Well, quite a lot, really. I'd like to see Martinelli. I'd like to see Smith Rowe come on, add that little bit of dimension in the box. I'd like to probably see Thomas Partey, but not for the last 10 minutes. I'd like to see Partey get 10 minutes in this game. But let's just remember this one thing, guys, and this is the most important thing. It was when Arteta changed the game with the subs. That's how we beat them. Yeah, we beat them when we essentially brought on Partey, Tomiyasu, and who else was it? Havertz. Yeah, when we brought those players on in the first match, they are the ones that changed the game. So from a perspective of changing this game and your subs, that's pretty much where I see it. But I'm happy with the first half. I'm happy to see some of the changes. We've had the better chances. City, for me, look lethargic. Their build-up looks really slow. They don't seem to have that zap. They don't seem to have that energy that we have. And it shows because they don't press as much. City are a very patient team, guys. They don't play as dynamic as everybody makes them out to be. They're not Liverpool. Yeah, they don't blow you away with pace. They don't blow you away with dynamicism. They are a veteran team. They're smart. They're very wise in their build-up play. The ball playing ability is very good, very accurate. That's City's style. So for me, I think where the first half is, I'm really, really happy with that. Tony, you got the conch here.
Come back to me.
All right. Okay. Gary, what's your first half thoughts?
Yeah, I think we kept it tight. Only give away sort of. I think City should have scored with Backy, but it was a good block from Gabriel. But we've had the better of the chances. Gone close a couple of times. So happy with the way that we're playing. I think sometimes it's better to play City on the counter attack. You know, because you know that they're going to come out and they're going to bring their fullbacks up. And if you can nick something on the counter attack, I mean, this is what Spurs done to them for years and years, wasn't it? Play on the counter attack, Kane and Son, off you go, bang, 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 win, win, win. City could never beat them. So it's not a bad tactic if you can get it right. So I'm overall happy with the first half. And I think there's definitely something we can get out of this game.
Right, let's just quickly look at the stats before we go to and say hello to Nabil. Nabil's just come in. The stats we've got here are 72% possession for City, 4 shots each. Each team has had 4 shots. They've had 1 shot on target, 2 corners each. It's been a pretty match-to-match game. I think it's been a game where both teams are kind of cancelling out each other, which is kind of like what it was at the Emirates when we were talking about it. Nabil, good to see you, bro. What's your opinion on the first half of the game? What you're happy with, what you're not happy with?
Yeah, hello everybody. Good to see you all again. It's been a while.
How you doing?
Nice, but nice. I don't know, man. I've come to have a little rant, to be honest. I'm not kind of seeing it the way you're seeing it. I mean, we've gone in level at half time. Fair enough. I don't think they've had a shot on target, but I just feel like it's the attitude again. It's just this mental thing. Like Saka and Odegaard, they've just been off the pace. Odegaard, every time he touches the ball, it just ricochets off his shin and goes to the opposition. He hasn't done anything. He's just been really poor for me. And I don't want to be too hard on him, but He's our captain. Saka and Odegaard are our best players. Saliba as well have to single him out as well. These guys need to step it up in the second half, because if these guys play just what we're used to seeing from them, if they just play, they don't have to play their best. If they just play what their standard, we go 1-0 up, or we don't lose. But right now, the way I'm seeing them play, they're like passengers at the moment. So, credit to City, to be fair. I mean, when it comes to the pressing game, that they're awesome and that they pass out the back better than anybody else. And they are at home. But like I said, if we can just see more from Saka and Odegaard, man, we go 1-0 up at least.
I don't think Saka's fully fit, Nabil. I think he's really struggling.
Yeah,
and I think this is part of the course with Arteta. He picked Saka, no matter what's wrong with this guy, he's constantly going to start. And I just think that's wrong sometimes.
So let's go. Have you finished now, Bill?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go to Vincey. Vincey, your thoughts on the first half, and then we'll go to the people in chat. Lots of people in chat. 100 people watching on YouTube, 1,000 people watching on Twitter, and 200 of you on Facebook. To shout out to everybody. Vincey, you got the conch, bro.
Yeah, I just think you can see clearly both teams rely on their central midfielders. Rodri, everything with City's coming through him. And Rice and his legs in the midfield is keeping him honest, which is giving us a foothold into the game. But, the frustration for me is Jesus, when, we called him I hear you calling for Martinelli, where you want his pace. But Jesus has been in good opportunities, and he's, in our better chances in the first half, he's kind of been wasteful. And, you just want to hope that second half, we're going to have opportunities like that that we can capitalize, because it's going to be pretty much the same in the first half. But it's whoever's going to capitalize on these chances. It's going to be quite important if we're going to get the victory in that regard.
Yeah. Would you agree that Arsenal's had the most chances, the best chances?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, for sure.
We've had the best chances, but we've just looked very. I think we look very tense and tentative at times, and it's expected. City are going to come at us. They have to get something out of this game, and as I said earlier on, so sometimes it is what it is. Two things can be right at the same time.
Yeah, Gary, did you have your say?
Yes, I did.
Right. Okay. Let's go to the people in the chat and see what they're saying. This is. It might be Freddie. It says, glad we kept it disrupted, disjointed game plan. Yeah, and that's what it is. We look like we're frustrating City. Look, guys. If City don't win this game, their backs are against it. If this game is a draw and City are in third place, Liverpool have a 4-point gap. We've got a one point gap on them. And let's face it, and this has been the thing all season long, City hasn't played their best football. They're not playing the best football. Going into this game, I always said Arsenal had the best defense. They've scored the most goals, so they've got the best attack. But the thing with Arsenal is they're actually playing. It's the style of football. It's a little bit what Nabil is a bit upset with in terms of, the way we're playing. The style of football today is definitely a change. It's a tactical change from Arteta. He's seen something, and as what's been pointed and alluded, he's gone the Spurs route of playing them, which is sucking them in and then springing them. That's what it's, and so far, it's kind of working. City looked a little loose at the back, rather than them playing low block on us. So it's a really strange tactic. My concern is we haven't really played this way all season. So how can we be adapted playing a style that we're not used to? So that's my only little concern with it. But at the same time, look, Arteta is the manager. He's the boss. He's seen something. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Cam says, Nabil, where the heck have you been? Love your analysis. He says, what's this? Reyesdale. He said Reyesdale. Reyesdale is making me nervous. Check your studs. My guy said Reyesdale. I've never heard of that before.
It's because you're taking him out of Ramsdale, isn't it?
Yeah, he's both of them, really. Odegaard is doing all right. It's Saka that's been really poor. And Mark Clark, City are not tentative. They are looking for an opportunity where Arsenal are denying them space. Pretty much what's happening here. Saka not been at the races. We ain't dominating the ball as usual, but it goes to show possession ain't the be all and end all, which is what Tony Cox has been saying. Then Kenny, I think that was from Kenny. Kenny's saying, sorry, this is Mark saying, they ain't playing killer passes. There ain't no space, no room. They're too tentative, don't want to give it away. The one thing I wanted to point out, which I believe Gary talked about it, Nabil to a point, is that the amount of mistakes we're seeing. And this is like, Saliba's been erratic for most of the season, and we're seeing a level of erraticness again today, so that doesn't surprise me. But a little bit tentative in terms of, like, guys, slow down. So I expect Jorginho
it's fear. You got to call it for
is.
what it is. It's fear, man. You know, and these are you got to remember these are still young players. When you're looking at Saliba, you're looking at Odegaard, Saka. These are very young players, and I love the way Rice is playing and Jorginho because they're up, and Havertz. Yeah. They are up for it. They're playing like without fear. Whatever you're seeing in Odegaard and the rest, you're not seeing it in these guys. So this is the only thing I want to change. I think the game is going the way you'd expect. They're at home. It is City. They love the possession. They're very comfortable on the ball. It's going the way you'd expect it to go. We are still defending really well. But these players that I've just mentioned, they need to step up a little bit. And if they do, we'll nick a win.
Yeah. Fat Freddy, shout out to you as well, bro. He says, Jesus doing okay. May have passed on the last chance out to White, OG, but still good for me. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Anybody got any other analysis to add before the second half starts?
Nope.
I think somebody said it, but I'm going to second it. I think the substitutes may just decide this game.
Yeah, it was me that said
it. They may just decide this game. We've got a very strong bench. I'm looking forward to seeing Trossard if he comes on. Keane, Martinelli if he's up for it. You know, Partey as well. This is a nice strong bench. Tommy Asu if he might get a shout. I'm not sure. Key was looking like he's going to get a booking soon, so he might get a look in. But yeah, the bench looks super strong.
Yeah, and moving forward, guys, I think what we might see is Grealish or Doku come on for City. They need to be careful because they're really thin at the back as it is. So we'd probably see something like that with City. I don't think they'll change their formation. For Arsenal, I know this is going to be controversial, but I would bring on Martinelli, put him out wide left, put Jesus on the right, which is where Jesus played in the first game against City, and then I'd take Saka off.
Yeah,
it just doesn't look himself to me.
Yeah, you can clearly see that he's carrying an injury and he's not. I know Tony likes to say no one's ever 100% fully fit, but you can tell that he's not. He's worried about something. Because he's not running. There was one point where Arsenal was breaking and he was labouring up the field.
But you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is with Saka. If the ball drops to him, maybe just inside that penalty box and he pulls that foot back, you know it's going in. And I think that's what it is with players like him, and that's why Arteta plays him.
Yeah,
if
100%.
the ball drops, if it drops kindly to him, he's scoring. So, yeah. It's a tough one.
So the players are back out, no substitutions from Arsenal and from City.
So just to update you guys on just to give you a quick update on the Women's Cup final, the Conti Cup final. We're into the second half of extra time. The score is still 0-0.
Excellent. Oh, we've got Mark Clark on here as well. Sorry, I didn't know that you was here, Mark. Just before I go with this, Freddie says, great stream, guys. I'm happy with the draw. I'll be back. OG is Odegaard. Yes, I realized that. Cam says, this is why I love 101. No other YouTube channel has analysis like this. And he says, we've beaten City twice this season playing like this. The extra sharpness in the final third is needed. Mark, what's your assessment on the game so far, mate?
I think it's been a game plan that they've looked at. We're sitting. They're making it very difficult to play in front of us. They're not playing no killer passes. We're not allowing them the space. And I think second half, we just keep it nice and tight, and we look to press, and we'll nick one. And I think we'll nick it 1-0. I really do.
Excellent. I mean, I said that before. The game has got it all over it. The biggest thing in this game is going to be who's going to be able to change it. And because of the injuries that City has, as I said, they have very few options in this game right now. And I pointed them out, and that's Doku and Grealish. Vincey, I'm bringing you in here. I've talked about the Jesus Martinelli. Party still for me last 10 minutes. Probably like to see Tomiyasu get on 65 minutes for Kivior. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Vincey, what would you do? What's the trigger for you here?
See, go on, keep pressing. Go on, Odegaard.
Oh, Vincey, I think you're on mute. Yeah, you are. You're on mute.
Sorry, I've always said when Martinelli's not on form, it's that pace and who paces him on that side.
Yes, come on now, Jesus, use it.
Issue.
Oh, Jesus, come on, man.
I definitely think Tomiyasu could be a definite upgrade for Kivior in that position. I think we need to see Saka more in this game. Definitely need to see Saka more. And his link-up play with Odegaard, if that improves, I think that will definitely help us in the final third. So if Jesus
across.
I'd say Trossard definitely there, but
just wide from Kovacic.
Mentions has to increase. Saka and Odegaard.
Raya scrambling across the goal.
Yeah, I think Ray had it covered. Thanks a lot for that, Vincey. Little turn of events, what we just saw. Sloppy play from Jesus. Real sloppy play from him. Last possession, we won possession back. It went to Jorginho, who, for me, I'm saying Jorginho, he's going to be the guy that's going to change this game in terms of managing the tempo. But then Jorginho loses possession. So it's just really sloppy, and that leads on to a chance from Djokovic as well. On the replay, Gary, Raya did have that fully stretched covered.
Djokovic, only a tennis player.
I should leave all the pronunciations to our resident teacher, Tony Cox.
One of the greats, Gary. One of the greats.
Yeah. When did City sign him then? God, they're taking him. That's the FSP, isn't it? FSP.
Oh, wow. It's just, we got to tighten up, man. We just look really tentative, little bit sloppy. We got to tighten up.
Who got yellow?
On the plus side,
was very
guys.
fortunate there.
No, my son's playing FIFA, Vincent. He got a yellow.
Oh, okay.
On the plus side, Rodri hasn't looked good in this game at all. I think Arteta's done a fantastic job on Haaland and Rodri, which by far and demand, but by far and above, along with KDB, is their best players. Foden's been nullified as well. Can you name me one City player that has been great in this game?
Jesus, use it, Jesus. Well done. He dribbled that well, but then he went to carry on going instead of just releasing the ball.
Yeah, we got to be more tidy with the ball in possession. We're losing possession, really sloppy.
Come short.
Saliba, go back. That's it.
Just move. Saka, help him out.
And remember, the thing for me is, guys,
done. Saka, why aren't you getting past him?
The thing for me is, guys, as well, Man City don't make too many mistakes. So we need to be squeaky clean in what we're doing. That's a free kick to Arsenal. What's going on? Referee, what was the referee doing? He looked like he blew his whistle
I think
for
it must have been offside or handball or something.
Oh,
Saka's got to get into this game more.
Saka is not even interested in this game.
Too many passengers, man. Too many
But
passengers.
like Nabil said, he's the guy that would be on the pitch for 98 minutes, not do a thing, then pop up with a wonder cross or a goal.
Mm.
That's it, Saka. Well done. Well done, Saka. That's it. Go on. Yes, Saka. That's it.
See?
Good. Well done.
That's all he needs to do.
That's it. One more. Oh, play it first time, man. Play it first time.
There we go. There we go.
Saka is now on the floor, rolling around in agony. Saliba's playing the ball with himself.
Yeah, referee doesn't see it.
Referees missed a few bits.
I don't like the way Anthony Taylor. Some people was happy when he got voted for this game. I don't like that fool at all, man.
Nah.
Should a Manchester born referee be refereeing a game with a Manchester team? Oh, so unlucky, Odegaard. Millimeters away from putting Havertz clean through.
Oh, look at that. Oh, I think that was the weight of the pass.
Yeah.
But then if he hit it any slower, then that would have been intercepted. So it was one of those things, isn't it, where their forward had to get on top of it. Cam says Jesus has had 3 shots and 7 touches in City's box. Easily our most dangerous forward. What do you people want from this dude?
Ooh.
He's offside, got to be offside. He never got back on side, Jesus. Never got back on side.
I think we need that net bulging.
What's people on the timing of the game?
50 minutes and 50 seconds for me.
50, 55.
Oh, I'm way behind. I'm 30, 31.
You're still in the first half. It's 0-0, mate.
Man said 31. Man said 31.
So you must be watching it on +1.
Let me see what I
+1, go.
Oh, well, good press, Arsenal. Come on, Odegaard, use it. Go on, Saka, cross it. Touch it. Oh! Jesus at the far post. Inches.
He's been our most dangerous player. You can see there. You know what? I thought the defender done well to put him off there, Gary. I thought that was the defender just got in front of him just at the last moment.
And Rico Lewis is down again. I think it was Rico Lewis. Look, they're shouting at the referee. De Bruyne are shouting at the referee 4 times. I'm not sure who it
I'll
was.
tell you what,
Odegaard brought down De Bruyne.
Odegaard is pulling some strings there, bro.
He is, yeah. Look, guys, let's be fair. This is not the easiest game to manage for any referee.
It was Akanji actually overrun it, Apollo. Akanji actually overrun it, and Jesus kind of followed his run.
Oh,
and he just missed it.
But do you see what I mean? Right, you coach your defenders to block the body, put a block on them on their body, and that's where I thought it might look like Jesus missed a chance, but I thought the defender did really well to get his body to disrupt Jesus for that chance there. It's a difficult one, but the build-up play was excellent there.
Guys, I don't know if you notice how further up the pitch we are, and that's why we're winning the ball back high.
Yeah, we've won the ball twice in press, right inside their half.
Mark, I'm glad you said that because I did mention what Arteta was going to do to influence the change of the tactics in this game, and we're starting to slowly see in the first 7 minutes of the second half how it looks now. You can see how aggressive they are in the midfield.
Saka's won it again, unlucky. It's a throw. Go on, Havertz. Oh, he's pulled his shirt. Havertz, why did you go down? What?
Yeah, you also got to remember as well, in the first half, even though City had a lot of the ball, there wasn't moving us around that much, so we didn't exert that much energy.
Yeah,
they were moving us around, been a bit different because they would have been like, yeah, we're tired. They didn't move the ball. The ball.
Odegaard's won it again. But Saka's now. Don't foul him, Saka. Don't foul him.
Yeah, you can feel the intensity of the game has gone up somewhat.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying about Saka getting involved. You know what I mean? You've got to impose yourself on the opponent. Putting his body in. Both him and Odegaard are doing well there.
Come on, guys. This could be a defining.
Saka nicks it again.
See, we're winning the ball so much.
Oh, Jorginho, Declan Rice has locked it from De Bruyne. What a tackle, Declan Rice. And cleared up by Mr. Jacob Kiwior.
Gabriel just put...
Go on, Havertz. Yes, Carl. That was so unlucky, man. Kai Havertz has gone herring after the clearance. He gets there, but he just gets the header wrong. He tries to header it and keep it in play, and then he's away down the line. He just got it wrong. Gabriel and Haaland getting into it, man.
Yeah,
completely different intensity from Arsenal's second half from the first, and that was what was needed.
There, Gabriel's calling Haaland a bitch again, just like I said.
Yes! Arsenal scored!
What?
Women's Cup final!
Oh, Jesus Christ, Tony!
Tony, man. Tony, come on, man.
Tony, man.
Yes,
Tony, man.
Sorry.
Oh.
Tony, you know there's another game going on, isn't it?
Oh,
You're aware of this, yeah?
I know.
We've
I was
got a
about to look
total
for a
of
different stream. I was
hold
like,
on, we got a total of
where's this
All of a
going?
sudden,
1,300
man's at
people.
98 minutes.
Tony, we got a total of 1,300 people watching the stream, and you just done it. You just done one there, mate.
Oh, here comes coming Arsenal. That's lazy, Arsenal. That's lazy.
Oh man.
What the hell, man? Man, I'm thinking, what's going on here? How's he jumped ahead of everybody?
I got you. I knew what I was doing.
Come on, Arsenal. Let's go back into press again. Let's not let them give them the time.
We've had one win today. Let's have another.
Oh, you're too narrow, Kivior.
You know the
Well
thing
done, Kivior.
the more open this game is, the better it is for us. And it's strange. The more open this game becomes, that's when we start to exploit the spaces. Because our defensive line will be able to deal with whatever their forward line brings. So
Corner Man City.
Wow.
when Deck and them man start getting into the spaces, we'll see.
18 just said, Tony just gave me a heart attack. I can't even comment because I'm so stressed. 7 cups of rum so far. Man's done half a bottle of rum so far. I'm so dead. Hey, 18, man. 18, bro. 18.
Come on, get him press. Get him press.
Get the water, mate. Get on the water fast, man. Too early to get drunk right now. Look, when I look at them, look, Foden's on the ball. What's Foden done today? What's Silva done today? What have they done?
And
what's Haaland done?
The boy that
They've done
offside.
nothing,
Touch the ball.
They've done nothing.
Haaland looks like he's not even playing.
Bro, Arsenal have got the #1 defense in the league. What has Man City done today? What have they done?
And I think Doku's just been called back to the bench. Substitutions are getting ready. Is it Mateus Cunha?
It's a little bit early, 57 minutes, a bit early for subs.
Or what's his name?
Mateus Nunes.
Mateus Nunes, sorry. I don't know his name, do I? He don't play for Arsenal. I don't care who he is.
So guys, Tony, starting with you, how would a Trossard affect this game like he did in the Charity Shield? How would he affect this game today?
I'm not sure if Trossard is the guy. I like him. I
think you want raw pace with Martinelli.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus!
Yeah,
if you would have controlled that, that would have been unbelievable. It hit him on the touchline. He was falling backwards. It hit him in the face. He fell on the floor, and he almost controlled it with his leg.
Yeah, Tony, go on.
Yeah, I like the idea of pace. I think Martinelli's pace, against a tired defence, might just be what unlocks us.
Yeah, that's a good point. What about you, Vincey? Trossard?
I'd play Trossard right now. I'll still keep Martinelli as a last resort. I think Trossard's movement up front and he's willing to close down can help us. So
what's the last resort, Tom? Do we need to go behind or?
Well,
No
if
foul.
Havertz has to come
Well
off,
done,
then
Jackson
Martinelli
Kiwior.
should go on. I can't see Havertz playing this whole 90 minutes.
Oh, and Jorginho's give it away, trying to do a little chip pass.
Jorginho's had a
And here
horrible
comes
game.
City. Oh, shot is blocked.
And also the fact that Martinelli
who's
is
that
coming
down?
from injury, so I wouldn't use him as first resort today.
And Ben White and Gabriel blocked the shot, and Ben White is hobbling really bad.
Gary, Trossard.
Not for me, Martinelli.
What about you, Mark?
I'd go Martinelli for the directness.
Yeah. Tone, you do know why Martinelli's been out, right? Because of a cut, not because of fitness.
Because of cut. Deep.
Yeah, I know. I know.
No, he's not unfit. He just had a cut.
How is that a foul from Odegaard?
Yeah, that's not a foul. He won the ball.
Yeah.
So would
That's
you say?
never a free kick in a million
that
years.
regard, would you still
He
say
kicked the ball away.
Jesus?
It's so clear he kicked the ball away.
Would you still say that Jesus was the right person to start then over Martinelli, even though he had a cup?
No.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
in this game today, yeah, but
Martinelli
over
can't
time-
pass, man. He can't pass.
over time, I'm taking Martinelli because I don't think there's another player on the Arsenal team that poses as much a threat as him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A fully fit Martinelli for me starts.
Keep up. Nice. Out of play.
I can't see any reason why Jesus starts over Martinelli.
Yeah, so Doku and Grealish are on.
Yeah. Oh, what didn't
Unless
I call it,
Martinelli's
guys?
doing-
And
Didn't I call
Foden.
it, Gary?
Foden and Kovacic, or Djokovic, as he's now called, he's going off.
Hey, Gary, who called it, mate? Who called it?
You
Gary?
called it, yeah. Djokovic has got a tennis game at 5. At 6 o'clock, he's got a tennis game at 6.
Unbelievable.
I think that creates more opportunities for us because although those two create more opportunities going forward, I think defensively they're probably not as sound as Djokovic stroke Kovacic and Foden.
G said would have taken a draw at half-time. It shows a bit of growth compared to last season. It's a shame, though, that after spending 170 million in the midfield, we still not can impose our game onto them. But that's not but for that reason, G. It's because the tactics have changed. So we're playing a passive game today to try and play a counter-attack. So it isn't really anything to do with what we normally do.
Saliba didn't touch that, man.
Well done.
Well done, mine, Odegaard. What defending is that from Odegaard? How did he pop up there?
Ladies have won. Ladies have won.
Excellent, Tony. Excellent.
So Tomiyasu's coming on.
Good. We talked about that, didn't we? We talked about that.
That's the first change that I would do. Get Tomiyasu on.
Yeah.
Then the next one, I would address the Jesus situation.
So what does the Tomiyasu change do? What it does is it allows you to be a little bit more dynamic past the halfway line. Kivior, as we know him as a player, good defender, doesn't like to be progressive in his game.
Go on, play it. Oh,
shit. Gary's giving me kittens, man.
Well, Odegaard had to play it first time, and that little split-second hesitation allowed the player to get back. Yeah. Oh, Odegaard, come on, man. It allowed Vardio to get back and block the through ball to Saka.
He's offside. Wow, what's Odegaard doing there? He should have kept the ball.
Gary, imagine if Odegaard used his right foot in that situation.
That's just what I was going to say. The ball needed to be played with his right foot.
Oh man, come on! Don't give him this much space.
Haaland turned, the shot blocked. And it's cleared.
This is nerve-wracking.
Mark.
Yes.
In your situation with coaching,
yes,
is it a frustration when you see players in that situation where they are one-footed and they're reluctant to use the right foot in that situation to release a player? Do you coach them?
You see, those are the sort of things that.
Get up, Grealish. Get up, Grealish.
That we encourage in training. So,
how is that a foul?
I'll sometimes put people in positions where they have to use their opposite foot.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and bearing in mind, I've got them from young, so grow up with the confidence to be able to use it. And I'm like, I'm not bothered about the mistakes because you have to make progress.
And that's how they learn.
That's how they learn.
And it helps with the balance as well. Even when you're running, so actually, do you know what? I've done it before. I've done it in training. It's just getting that ball to where it needs to go.
Yeah.
If you've got time, look at there's a thing called Bonnet Brothers. There's a little dreadlocks kid, and he's got a brother. But the little dread is unreal. He's unreal. And
here comes across for City. It's defended. It's defended by Havertz.
He's been encouraged so much time by me to be able to go, because he plays out wide, but he's encouraged to go inside, outside, not just If he plays on the left, he's going to cut inside. It's the session might be you can only beat your man outside on the left, and you'll see it now because I now play him in the middle. He's unreal.
Yeah.
But you put them in.
So Thomas Partey, and Tomiyasu coming on.
Thomas Partey.
Right,
So just to touch on that, Mark, with what you were saying there.
Yeah.
I've got a kid who plays for me. He plays up a year. He's an under 11, but he plays under 12s, and he's a winger. But he was predominantly right-footed, and I kept on saying to him, "Look, in this situation here, why are you not using your left foot?" So over time, he was reluctant. I kept getting into him. This kid now has scored more goals with his left foot than he has with his right. I think at the last, he's got 13 for me this year. And I think at least 8 of them have been with his left foot. He's come phenomenal with it.
Partey's on the pitch. We finally get to see Cam says it. Cam says it. Finally, guys, the midfield we've been wanting to see all year. Finally.
It excites me.
How's that a foul to City? Are you kidding? Havertz is running after the ball.
Sure
why is he going to foul Rodri?
You sure Partey's not picking up a right back position?
No, because Ben White's still on the pitch. Is that a joke?
Okay.
Why didn't you throw the ball off, Jason?
Vincey trying to be smart. They're smiling. Vincey trying to be smart. Cam says, I agree with Apollo. I think we need to play eventually. Just giving them the ball at home is not a good match strategy.
Oh my God. What's going on there?
You've just contradicted yourself there, Cam, because it is a good match strategy because we're in the game. We've nullified them. Jesus has just got a yellow. Did I just miss that?
Yeah, no, what he done, they got a free kick. So he went after the ball. They put another ball on. He carried the ball back to where the free kick was taken. And then he rolled it on the pitch, not allowing the free kick to be taken. All he had to do was roll it off the pitch and he don't get a yellow card.
City's all over the place, man. City's all over the place. This is where are we? We're 67 minutes. So I would wait another 10 minutes for 77 minutes. And then if any of you watch Formula One racing, you'll know the terminology is hammer time. Yeah. That's when I would put my foot down. Tony, little smile there from Tony, from Lewis Hamilton. That's when I would just let the dogs of war loose. I would just take the chains off, take the gloves off, and let Arsenal go at it. You've been holding this strategy. It's difficult for Arteta because he's been holding this strategy for nearly 70 minutes and it's been working. So it's for him to sort of change it, and then if something happens where you let a goal in, that could go against you. So it'd be hard for me to think about this one. At what point do you pull the trigger and say, let's go for the win?
Well, I think it's quite an adventurous move bringing Thomas Partey on the pitch. I think that kind of starts that process of let's try and, apply more pressure on them. Because Thomas Partey can obviously...
But the free kick wasn't from there, was it?
So, the thing is, Tony, Partey can do more than Jorginho in regards to a game like this. Like, you want Jorginho to manage a game.
Kai Havertz, what are you doing?
That was... Did you see Jesus get back there to help?
No, we've lost it again. What are we doing?
Oh, my God.
What the hell are we doing?
Saliba loses it. Everyone's losing it. Just get rid of it. Why don't we just get rid of it? That's a good idea.
And Saliba finally...
Just put your boot through it and put it into the stands. We had 3 players there who lost possession. 3. Inside your penalty area. 3 players who lost possession.
Yeah, but they're trying to bring it out under pressure.
Yeah, you
play the pass or get rid of it.
Stupid. Absolutely stupid.
I mean, out of all of that, they didn't get a single shot on. So I guess that was the bonus. But yeah, it kind of was like you're trying to play out from the most precarious position when, you know, that's not the place to be trying to do that kind of stuff.
I can't wait to see that cup game against Chelsea. And if you guys know, the 101 crew, last year we went to Wembley Stadium to watch Chelsea play Arsenal in the final, and we got obliterated 3-0, I believe it was. Me, Tom Aston, Michelle, quite a few of us was down there. We went together. So it's great that this is the result that they've got today. But right now, it's 70 minutes gone. We're playing for Rocky Rockcastle right now. We got to get this over the line. Cam says Havertz is the best player on the pitch right now.
Oh, Odegaard, what is that, man? You control the ball and then you play a pass like that.
Did you see Saliba
Ballers-
with that clearance?
You know what I'm going to say to you, Gary? Baller's going to ball. Yeah. I don't ever be or
Well done,
get
well done,
angry
boy. Oh, that's a dirty foul. That little rat. Booking ref.
Who's the rat?
Just think Bernardo Silva. Bernardo the rat Silva.
Yeah, and he doesn't get a yellow for that. That's
He
shocking.
must have got a yellow for that.
Here comes Trossard.
Yeah, Trossard coming on.
For who?
Who's it going to be for? And Martinelli warming up.
Really?
Yeah, Martinelli's warming up. Yeah,
Oh,
Jesus.
that's a terrible.
Jesus for
How did he not
Trossard.
get a yellow card for that, ref?
Yeah, that's the yellow. That's the yellow.
He must have got a yellow card.
No, he didn't.
Just
That's the yellow.
terrible.
This is what I mean about the little rat. He gets away with it all the time, man.
Yeah, man, that's rat moves.
So Trossard on, Jesus off. Jesus just said F me when he came off there. Did you see that?
Oh my God, Raya shanked another one, Apollo. That's five.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Lucky nothing come. Arsenal win the ball back. Oh, Trossard just sent Doku for a kebab. Oh, that was outrageous.
You know what? I'm gonna nick. I've already nicked Gary's kipper. Yeah, done him like a kipper. Yeah, already done that. Gary's got some famous words here on 101.
Sent him for a
Shit.
kebab,
Hey,
you know.
if you carry,
Trossard sent you for a kebab. Extra
Hey,
chili
Gary.
sauce on that, mate.
Gary, if you carry on, I'm gonna have to get some Gary t-shirts printed for 101. If you carry on like that.
Oh, send you for a kebab. Tell her.
For a
Hey, he's
kebab.
gone.
But you
Oh,
see
he
the
did as
directness
well.
of Trossard in that situation. He
Yeah.
just does the move and goes down the line, gets the ball inside, and that's what he's really good at.
Yeah, yeah.
Corner in it.
Intelligence.
Sent
Get
him for a
across that
off
front
the
post.
corner. It's
And it's
Declan Rice is the corner.
And it's a terrible corner. And it's headed out quite easily. Odegaard keeps it alive to Saka. Saka to Trossard. He's up against the little rat.
We've got to
Little rat,
maintain
you
possession
know.
here. Got to maintain possession here, guys.
And we've
Got
kept
to
it really well
maintain.
with
Yeah,
Saka to Party. And now we're back with David Raya. Don't shake
Yeah.
this one.
we've got to. Thomas Partey's on the ball here now. Yeah,
Saka fell over, man.
Emerson with the full explanation of what that trophy's called, the Continental Tires.
League
Yeah,
Cup.
so no, it's not called the six-pack cup. It's called the Continental Tires Cup.
Often just called the Conti Cup.
Get out, Ben White. Don't let him run.
This is so
Not
tactical.
there. Saka, what are you doing? Saka trying to do step over in the area and loses the ball.
Oh man.
He's fallen over quite a bit today. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that.
Yeah,
He's got the wrong boots
And
on.
again, he's lost the ball.
He does it
it's
too often,
clear it.
Tony.
it could be what Man City's done to the pitch, which is why Raya has been slipping on and miskicking so much of these
Nah,
goal
man,
kicks.
Ray's distribution has been poor today.
It has been poor. It has
Apologies,
been
man.
poor.
Yeah.
Apologies, man's trained on the pitch before the start of the game, man. They know
Yeah.
what boots
So-
to do.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
just making
Yeah.
excuses. If that was Ramsdale, man, you'd be saying get him out of the team.
yeah, for
No,
Because
real.
it's your new number one, David Raya, you have to make excuses about the pitch. What's that
No,
about?
there's no excuses. Look, there's no excuses. Ramsdale's been poor
Oh,
today.
Doku
No
into
excuses.
the box. Saka! Oh, Saka! Stop! Get
Well
this guy
done.
off the pitch. He's not fit.
Oh, bloody
He's
hell,
walking.
Saka.
Yes, Thomas.
Do you know what? I'm not even sure it's about not fitness. He just doesn't switch on at times.
No, do you know what it is? When you're not fit and you're worried about something, your mind ain't in the game. Twice
Guys,
now,
let's
he's got that ball and he's dilly-dallying, trying to do step over, and he's creating problems for Arsenal.
guys
That's
let's
terrible
not
by him.
let's not forget that Saka's last game against Porto was his worst of the season.
Yeah, he needs to get Hoyt.
Yeah,
He's just not at the races today. The manager's got to see
Oh,
that.
David Ray's dropped it. Oh, picked it up again. There's no one
He's
up.
having a
Oh, what are you
nightmare.
doing? You can't do. That's a yellow card, no? That's a yellow. That's not a yellow card. So Ray's on the edge of the area,
I saw
and the
that, and they
City
took.
player comes past and takes the ball out of his hands.
I think it
That's
was
not a yellow
Diaz.
card.
Yeah, no, actually, no, it was Rodri.
So that's not a yellow card.
Oh.
I'll
Anthony
tell you
Taylor,
what,
man.
Raya
But we get a free kick for it, but not a yellow card.
has looked suspect today
So Martinelli is stripped and ready.
in so many departments. That cross was a simple cross that he dropped. We're lucky he got away with it.
Havertz wins the flick on. Nobody running off of him.
It's a strange moment in the game where it's just bitty.
Well played, Trossard. Well played, Declan Rice. Hit it, Odegaard. Oh. Well done, Thomas Partey wins the ball. Ben White, you got to jump there,
Do you
Odegaard.
think he'd be tempted to put Martinelli straight
down the middle.
for
So
Havertz?
De Bruyne has motored away from Thomas Partey.
Yeah, I
The
think so.
cross, and it's through to Doku. And it's high and handsome over the bar.
I think so, Tony.
Yeah. Instead of taking off like Saka,
And that's what I'm saying.
taking off Havertz and
Havertz,
bringing
yeah.
on Martinelli.
That Doku's a poor man's Glenn Helder.
I know. I was just about to say it.
Glenn Helder, you know.
Yeah, he's all over
The
the
poor
place.
man's Glenn Helder, that guy, man.
He's
Curly
all
man.
over the place. He's
Jerry
all
Kill.
over the place.
Yeah, with the Jericho.
Jerry Kill, Glenn Helder.
He's all
Yo.
over the
I'll tell you
place.
what, it
No,
really is good to see-
Saka's
to see
off.
the players.
Saka's off. He's limping. He doesn't look. He can just about walk.
Was
It's what
it
I mean.
crossed off to the other side?
You could tell that he wasn't fit from the start. I just don't know why you put him through it.
Yeah.
Better off leaving him on the bench and getting 20 minutes out of him rather than playing him in the ground for 70 minutes. Don't get
I'll
it.
tell you what I noticed, guys. I don't know if anybody else noticed. You know when Gary, you were saying that De Bruyne was showing heels to
Thomas Partey.
Thomas Partey, but at the same time, Martin Odegaard ran past Thomas Partey. That's worrying.
Mm.
Yeah. Emerson says, talk to us about Saka. 18 says,
Yellow card for David Raya. The time wasting.
But Tony, also that's the plus of his willingness as captain to actually get and make that run, because
I love my skipper, but I'm
That's
worried about
huge.
Thomas Partey now.
Don't worry
I don't know
about
how
Partey,
fast he
man.
could run.
Don't worry about Partey.
I
Well, you know,
think one thing.
when you're coming back from injury, maybe you don't want to exert yourself
Yeah.
too much. Saliba's down holding his head after a clash with
Referee, that's
Haaland.
a punk move, that is.
One thing, Tony, I think this squad has shown this season is that they do cover for each
Oh,
other.
Haaland's gone into him head first there.
So, Partey normally in that situation, he doesn't need anybody to cover, but Odegaard's willing to make it, which is encouraging.
What a
to
knock,
see.
Thomas Partey, that is.
that was a
That's
bit
what we
suspect
could do.
there on that one, Gary.
That should have been. That was head first. He went into Saliba head first.
Yeah, I think that should have been reviewed.
Oh, go on, Odegaard. Oh, he's pulled him round the neck. It's that little rat again.
There's a
Look
rat.
at the ball from. You
This
see what I
refereeing
mean?
is a joke.
You see what I
It's a
mean about
joke.
Thomas Partey? Thomas Partey's You see what I mean about Thomas Partey's transition play? The ball he plays into the middle gets Man City in all kinds of problems.
He's classy.
That little play by Thomas Partey just puts the ball over 4-5 Man City players, gets them all into trouble, and
But also,
that's what he can do.
But also what was good there was when Martinelli was in the middle and the ball came in, he was willing to take a shot on his left foot.
Yeah.
That's what, but at this level, you should be able to do that though from the edge of the area.
Yeah.
Come on, better delivery in this time.
Yeah, I ain't
Even
gonna
worse,
lie.
even
I'll
worse.
take a 0-0.
Oh, Thomas Partey with an air shot, man.
Yeah, he's been out for what, 6 months?
It's a foul. He's putting him around the back of the neck. Oh my God. Well played, Martin Odegaard back defending. Because that City were clean through there. And it was Odegaard that appeared from nowhere to make the block.
Hey lads, have a look at how much ground Odegaard's covered this game. It's ridiculous.
It's nuts, man.
It's
I'm just
ridiculous.
Go on, there's the ball. Oh.
I'm just enjoying watching Thomas Partey.
I thought that was a foul on Havertz. Oh,
I'm
what?
just enjoying
Oh, come on, ref. He's won the ball, man.
Isn't that a foul on Havertz?
No, of course it's not. He's wearing the wrong kind of shirt. But Odegaard gets back and he looks like he nicks the ball off Rodri. And it's a free kick given. If that was a free kick, it should have been a yellow card.
Oh. Guys, Haaland has got nothing today. Haaland has got nothing.
Don't speak too soon, Apollo. There's still
Exactly.
9 minutes left plus injury time.
Yeah.
Hey, I tell you what though. With flipping, we get away.
Well, here comes Haaland now.
Game today.
And he's crowded out. And it's Grealish. Oh, and God, Doku is so poor. Jesus Christ. The ball was floated over the back of Tomiyasu, and he's all you got to do is take a touch and brings it down. He's got a shot on goal. But he's so poor.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what to do with it. And he puts the leg up and he knocks it out for a goal kick.
Oh, man.
Come on, Ray. I can't hang about, mate. You've been booked.
8 minutes to go, guys. 8 minutes to go.
Oh.
8 minutes to go. Just a warning, guys. Remember, Man City have scored in 57 consecutive home games.
Oh, UK binge.
They haven't looked like they were going to score ever today.
And that's why I said that's the mark of the best defense in the league, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the mark of it. If anyone had any questions about our defense before, they won't after today.
I think Man United beat Liverpool next week.
Tomiyasu gives away a needless corner there. Really, he could have played that back to Raya.
Yeah.
That's an error.
Remember, we can't make mistakes.
To be honest, that's the first mistake I've seen an Arsenal player make all game, really, apart from Raya's kicking. But pitch-wise. Oh, Haaland! Oh, my God!
He controlled it and he missed it.
What happened there? The corner was flicked on Haaland at the back post. He doesn't shoot, and he allows the ball to roll under his foot.
Okay, so guys, shall we now talk about whether Odegaard slipped him a fiver? Because
he completely missed the ball.
Yeah, that was very. I mean, look. Yeah, he's just miskicked it. He's just miskicked it. In the preview, I talked about he hasn't. What did I say? Is that he's only scored. He hasn't scored in 11 of the last 16 games. He's really struggling.
I mean, if you saw a few weeks back, he missed one from inside the goal post. Literally.
I saw that. I saw that, Tone.
You literally just had to touch the ball. So he's clearly going through a little bit of a struggle in front of goal because he has missed some sitters.
Do you know what, as well? When you're not involved in the game and you're not having chance after chance, that first chance you get, you're generally going to miss it anyway because your eye ain't in.
Yeah, that's right. You haven't had a chance to work out your best footwork.
Come on, Tommy.
Come on, let's see Martinelli light it up.
Partey there with a nice little change of direction on the pass, but Tommy can't control it and it's out for a throw.
Gary, you don't know how good it feels for me to watch Thomas Partey play again, man.
I know. Listen, I'm feeling it too, Apollo.
Yeah.
It's just that little change of direction on the pass, you know.
Yeah.
Listen, Thomas Partey is my man. I've bigged him up all the time. Every time people's going on about Jorginho this, Thomas
Come on,
Partey, don't
Martinelli.
mess about.
Stick them afterburners on Martinelli.
Mark, you have to take your place. Thomas Partey was always my player.
No, it was mine first. It was mine first.
I mean, look at that. The ball gets played to him from Tommy. He has a quick look over his shoulder. And Arsenal are through. Go on, Trossard! Square it! Square it! Oh, why haven't you squared it?
No.
Why have you not squared it?
Oh, no.
Why did he not square it first time? Martinelli was there.
Oh, it's a shot on the save anyway, but oh, my God. Oh.
And here comes City down the other end now. With poor man's Helder.
Emerson
Oh,
said,
my
Gary,
God.
Tony... Gary said, Emerson said if we were all free on the 15th.
Oh, great defending William Saliba. Don't let it bounce. Why have you let it bounce? Don't get your hands off him. It's the rat.
Wow, it's close now, man.
Oh, and what are you doing, Havertz? He's expecting the foul and it wasn't given.
Oh, this is nuts, man. Emerson, I think we're all free on that Friday night.
When's that?
On the 15th. You might have a problem with Tony because Tony has been struggling to
City are through. Oh, and it's the rat that messes up his kick.
Oh, the referee's having a laugh.
When was it? The 15th of April?
Yeah.
That's a Monday.
I'm free. No, it's Friday. It's a Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Are you good?
No, you're right. You're right. It is a Monday.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the day my son goes back to school.
It's an inset
bloody
day
hell.
for me.
So what am I looking at there?
You were looking at March.
Yeah. Can you let me know, Emerson, what's going on that Monday? And it's the last home game. I'll definitely be there then, mate.
Was that for the under 21s?
Yeah. For
Yeah,
the
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there for that one, Emerson.
Hey, boys, does anyone know why Julian Gray left Arsenal?
That's years ago.
No, man.
Yeah.
It was last year.
Oh, that's a foul. Haaland is down after a clash of heads with Saliba.
You know what? The funny thing, Mark, we used to have a Julian Gray back in the 1990s.
It's the same one.
No,
The black guy. You went to Birmingham.
years ago.
My brethren. Yeah, it's my brethren.
Oh, Trossard, man.
Honestly, he's on. Oh, he would have been offside, I think, Apollo. I think he would have been offside.
No, he wouldn't.
Haaland's down on the floor still.
Yeah, clash of heads.
It's a different angle, isn't it?
Haaland just don't fancy it.
I don't think Haaland fancied it against. That's Arteta. Look, Arteta's going, why didn't he play it across?
Yeah.
The moment he broke, that ball had to go. Martinelli was through.
Absolutely. Martinelli was through. It's an
And
easy goal for Martinelli at that
And the thing
point.
is, Trossard plays with both feet. So left foot, right foot. That wasn't a hard ball for him.
Yeah.
Guys, did you see where that move started from? Who started the move?
Thomas Partey.
Yes, mate. That's
lovely
that's
through
the
ball.
difference. That's what I'm saying about them passing. He passes through them lines and gets.
It is, yeah. Guys, look, that is after he gets the ball.
Hey, Haaland's still down there, man, with a clash of heads with Saliba, I think it was.
Yeah,
Pep looks worried, man. Pep looks worried.
That's when he should have played the ball right there.
That was the ball. That was the ball straight across. Martinelli is through 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Pep looks shook, and Julian Alvarez is getting stripped.
Yeah, if my man don't play for the rest of the season, they finish.
Let's have a look at what happened.
So guys, the game's not over. The game's not over yet. But if this game ends in a draw, which quite a lot of you said it would, That means that we would have taken 4 points off Liverpool and 4 points off City this season.
Right, into time added on. How long is going to be added on?
5 minutes. 5
But
minutes added on.
You know, also what that does is that shuts up the naysayers as well, because the naysayers are turning around saying, "Oh, if Arsenal get beat, they're done." Well, we haven't.
Come on, Martinelli, keep pressing, Martinelli, keep pressing. Come on, Havertz, get across. No turn, no foul.
We could win this late. We could win it late.
So we don't lose it late. I'm happy with the point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for real.
me too.
I'm taking that as well.
Take it down.
Oh, Odegaard, too easy. Got Roger just sent Odegaard for a kebab there.
I'm so dead.
With a side salad, yeah.
Get up, man, Haaland.
God.
Haaland eased out of it at the back post there, claiming penalty.
Arsenal do that so well against him, don't they?
Yeah, they
Oh
do.
my
'Cause
God.
they got the big.
Well done, Gabriel. Doku takes out two with a little body swerve,
Yeah.
gets to the byline, and Gabriel comes across. You ain't going, oh no, do you know what? Gabriel had a hold of his shirt, man. He had a hold of his shirt. And then Gabriel telling him.
Get up.
Gabriel's telling him, man. Haaland said he's shut the F up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm reading the lip service, man. Yeah, look at him. Look at him in his face. Look.
Sent my man for a kebab.
Oh, when Akanji was offside, he ducked underneath. He didn't even know he was offside there. He should. If I was him, I would have tapped the touchdown and smashed that into the net. He didn't know he was offside.
I thought Akanji went off.
Or whoever that was. No,
Yeah, that
Akanji.
was Kanji, yeah.
And Reyes kicked it straight out of play. What is going on with this guy? Mr. Distribution.
Stop it now, stop it.
Innit? Mr.
Wow.
Distribution.
So Saliba, 7 duels won, ranked first. Possession won, ranked first. Successful passes, ranked first. Successful tackles, ranked first.
And touches.
It's
Can't
mad though,
argue.
because Saliba hasn't looked that great.
Yeah, and that's the
He
thing.
started off pretty shaky, but he grew
That's
into
what
the
I'm
game.
saying about statistics. Statistics can
Oh my
sometimes
God.
be very
He's got
misleading.
done Doku again to the byline.
Mark, I actually think it's the opposite. I think statistics has actually shown that he's better than what a lot of people thought he was. Would anybody here have given Saliba man of the match today if they didn't see that?
No, but our eyes will show us. Statistics might.
Well played, Declan Rice. Oh, you should have gone the other way. Trossard.
Statistics say something totally different. Yeah, get it.
Mark, you remember what Jay said?
Come, Kai. Keep running, Kai. Keep running. Where's the support, man?
JC said, men lie, women lie, our eyes lie, but the numbers don't.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's all subjective. That's why all of us are here talking about football, because it's all about opinions. But the statistics are the statistics. That's the only one defining factor.
So Apollo, would you say that Saliba's been our best defender today, even with those statistics?
I would have said him and Gabriel have done a great job. I thought Gabriel did a better job in the first half, and Saliba, which you can see, Saliba, you might not have noticed it. He's had 3
well done, Tommy. Go on, Tommy. Go on, keep running, Tommy.
Haaland, 3 head clashes with Haaland in the second half. So he's right on him there, Vincey. He's right on him.
Saliba's looked nervous Johnny on the ball, mate.
I tell you what, we're not considering here, Apollo, is that the job that's Gabriel does.
Oh, Trossard, you've got to control that, Trossard.
Stats. Yeah. When you jockey a player off a ball, it can be a dual one, but sometimes if you've just put yourself in a position and you didn't have to jockey the man, then that doesn't count as any stat, and that's what Gabriel has done really well.
Oh, Thomas Partey, unbelievable, Thomas Partey.
Tony, and that's why Gabriel was my man of the match.
Go on, Martinelli, you're through. Tapped him on the back of the head.
Oh.
Tapped him on the back of the head, man.
In the final minute of the game. Oh. Oh God.
The one bonus out of this game is that Thomas Partey has looked back to his
Thomas
ultimate
Partey's
best.
back.
Boy.
Don't let the
That's
rat
me.
run away from you.
Yeah.
Well done, Odegaard.
Yo, guys, I'm not being funny. This is a great point if we can keep
It
this.
is. Yeah, it
It's a
is.
great point.
That's it. Full time. 0-0.
Yeah,
Get
full
him.
time. That, guys, it's a great result. It's a great result. And I talked about who are Arsenal, who are their identity, and they didn't start the game as we would like to in terms of erratic. There was a lot of erratic behavior and a lot of missed passes. I personally put that down to a lot of the thing with the system, the occasion. You just, they didn't look the same. But I'm always worried every time you play a system that you've never played for the whole season. That always concerns me. You don't go game in, game out for months and months and months playing in a way that you have an identity. And then all of a sudden you wake up one morning and the boss says, no, actually, guys, this is what we're doing. So that concerns me. But look at the result. The result was exactly what Arteta set out to do in terms of nullifying them. He's nullified City here with playing the way that he has. Give them all the possession. Tony, you got to leave, yeah?
Yeah, because I'm going to the boxing at the O2. So I'm just going to say, give my little review very
Pep's
quickly.
going mad at Grealish, man. Pep's going mad at Grealish.
Apollo,
Yeah.
in all fairness, if you're Man City and you're playing at home, the onus is on Man City to win the game.
That's right. Yeah,
The onus ain't on Arsenal to go to Etihad and win the game. The onus is on Man City to win the game. Nobody would have given us a prayer of going there and not getting beat. Nobody.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful, Tony, because there might be TV rights for that. We might get demonetized because of that.
Pep separating Gabriel and Haaland and Grealish.
Yeah.
Pep pushing his players the other way.
That's fan footage there, mate.
That's good.
Footage.
That's good. That's good. Excellent.
Now they're having a cuddle.
I just thought I'd praise.
Look, did you see? Look, no, Pep's come over to Gabriel and said, "Look, you need to come over and play with us." And Haaland and Haaland and Gabriel. Sorry, guys, Gabriel's my player of the match. He's my man of the match today. Let me go in and start doing the player ratings while we discuss what is. And I'm going to say it's a good victory. And the biggest thing that I take from today's performance is the statistic I gave you guys. Man City at home have scored in 57 consecutive games in all competitions. And guess who stopped them? Tony, over to you.
Yeah, so I'm just going to say I enjoyed that game. It was definitely a tactical battle between two high-class managers. Hang on. So yeah, I'm just gonna take it as, look, well done, Mikel Arteta. I will be, very interested to see, because we got the hardest running. Let's not deny it, but that was the hardest game in the running. I watched the game yesterday with Bayern Munich losing 2-0 to Dortmund. They don't look dangerous at all.
Yeah.
They are still Bayern Munich. They're not to be at all, given any kind of, kind of discredit. But I still think we can do them over the two legs. And it's going to be a very interesting running. Let's see how it goes.
Have we got to take the washing off the line and put it in the dryer?
Excellent. Vincey, what's your thoughts about today? You really happy with the result, Vincey?
Yeah, I think it's a good result. I mean, you stop and you think in the second half, we raised our game, which I think we needed to in the first half. We put ourselves about, we imposed ourselves, and I think we thwarted everything that City had. You knew what it was going to come second half, and we had some good chances second half, a good opportunity. So all in all, credit to the players on the pitch, credit to Arteta with his substitutions, and credit the players that came on as sub, because they didn't with all those substitutions, we didn't look lost in that second half. You know, it was really good for me to see Partey back on the pitch. Anticipated him and Rice in the midfield. So it's nice to see them there. It's good to see Martinelli back. You know, the squad is looking in a very good position, and also Arteta Arteta for me is making the right decisions. So I'm happy. I'm happy with how we finished off that game. I'm happy with the result. We just need to manage the games and take our chances. We take our chances, we give ourselves a good opportunity to lift the Premiership. But we've got to take our chances when we have situations.
Yeah, I agree with that. Gary, what's your thoughts on the final whistle, mate?
Yeah, happy with the point. You know, the game could have really gone either way. There wasn't many clear-cut chances as a whole. I think we probably shaded what there was, but then don't forget, listen, Haaland's missed one from 2 yards in the under his foot. Normally he'll smack that in the roof of the net, or at least bring a save from the keeper. So we come away with a point, 4 points taken off of our two main title rivals. And I think, yes, we got a tough run in, but it was good to see Partey get a good 30 minutes under his belt. Look back to the Thomas Partey that we all love, controlling the game, passing through the lines, calling defence. Chances, I think football sometimes is a game of choices, isn't it? I mean, if Trossard gets his head up and can see Martinelli and put that ball across field, we've got a chance to go and win the game. But all in all, I think we nullified them. We were solid defensively. Gabriel and Saliba were both absolute rocks. What can you say? Well done, Arsenal.
So, guys, who have I got? Everybody's had their say. All right, guys, I think that's time for player ratings, don't you? Right, okay, let's have a look here. Right, let's have, it's going to be a little bit lengthy, guys, so stay with me, bear with me. Shout out to all of you guys who are watching the stream. We have over 100 people on YouTube watching, so please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get going. Let's talk about this game. If the commentary goes into Arteta or man of the match or anything like that, then I'll stop and I'll go straight to there. So let's get on with it. So player ratings for me, guys. I first of all, this is the worst distribution I've seen from David Raya all season. Oh, sorry. Before I start with the player ratings, let me go to Nabil and get his thoughts of the game. Nabil, what was your thoughts on this game as a whole?
You know what? Just been in the WhatsApp group, and to be fair, I think we played for a draw, and we got what we deserved. We got a draw. I mean, it was difficult, but you got to take it. I mean, to be fair, you got to give us praise really, because we held them off. This is Man City, Champions League winners. We really held them off. Saliba got man of the match. He started off really shaky, very tentative, but he grew in the game. Got man of the match. Obviously, we want us to score. We want us to nick a goal. I thought Declan Rice's corners are usually so on point. They were pretty terrible today, and we could have done with some good set pieces. Like everybody says, Saka looks like he's carrying an injury. It just wasn't one of those games where we were going to get a goal. It was just a draw. We were just looking for a draw. I was hoping we could nick a win because we need to keep tabs on Liverpool. But to be fair, a draw is a good result. We played well to get it.
So, guys, before I go into the player ratings, let's just see what you guys are saying. Who is this? This is I'm not sure who this is. I'm gonna have to come back. Oh, it's Randolph. Randolph says Saliba and Gabriel get a 10, and he says Saka gets a 1. I'll go to that in a second. G says Nabil, if you keep a clean sheet at the Etihad, you can do it anywhere. Solid game for us, and that was the key to it. Remember, guys, no team has stopped Man City scoring at their place in 57 games. They had a record of 57 games where they have scored in all competitions. And we are the only team that has stopped them. Not even Real Madrid did that. Nobody, Liverpool, no team has done that. Only Arsenal's done that. So yeah, that's a fair shout. G says, it's Cam. Cam says we should have won that game, but that's a very mature performance overall and a massive sign of growth as a team. We've got Freddie. I think, is that Freddie doing the player ratings? Yeah, it is. Right. So we'll go through my player ratings and then I'll talk about you guys and we'll push what we're doing there at the moment now. So player ratings. Where am I? I've got to take this off and go back into my ratings. So ratings, guys. I'm going to go with Raya as a 6, and as I said, for me, it's the distribution-wise, the worst I've seen him this season. I'm really struggling to find out what was the cause of all of. Was he slipping? Was it the ball just bobbling? Because on 4 or 5 occasions, the inconsistency hitting the ball out to Man City players, I've never seen from him all season long. I haven't seen that from him. So there's obviously been an issue there. You can't just turn up and play like that when you've not played like that all season long. So was it nerves? Was it the pitch? I don't know. But whatever the reason, I thought he could have been proactive, a little bit more proactive in his distribution. What he did at the Emirates, I thought, was his best game of the season. He baited them. He held the ball. He frustrated City, and then he baited them. He also went long right 4 times and broke the press against City at the Emirates. I didn't see him do that here once. So very strange performance. But anyway, Raya gets a 6. Ben White. I thought Ben White was our best player in the first half. I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he's get up and go. I thought he's overlap and the triangles. I thought he played with and believe me, Saka was non-existent. All the penetration and crosses in that first half came from Ben White. I thought he could have done better on a couple of his crosses, but the other crosses I thought really put City under pressure. And defensively, he's put himself on the line. And that's something I've been really on Ben White about this season. So I thought he had a really solid game. Saliba. He was Sky's man of the match. I went for Gabriel, but I thought Saliba was solid. And look, he's been shaky in a few games. And in the first half, I thought some of his passes were, maybe 2 of them were a little bit off. But he led the game in all kinds of statistics, most passes played out the backfield, clearances, etc. He gave you a full game today, and as I said, he's been shaky of late, but he won some massive duels against Haaland. As I said, they had 3 head clashes. 3 head clashes. That showed you how much he wanted it and how much he was going to. And I remember the game at the Emirates. Do you guys remember at the Emirates when he took Haaland down and threw him to the ground twice? And what that was just about Saliba showing Haaland his superiority over him. Yeah, that's what you do. You do that in American football. In American football, and I don't watch too much rugby, but when you match up against a player, you put his ass on the floor to let him know, I'm going to dominate you today. Yeah, that's what he did at the Emirates. So Haaland has been looking forward to this game today because Haaland's XG in the Charity Shield and in the Emirates was 0.00. Haaland hasn't had an XG like that before in his career. And that's what Saliba did to him. And today, I thought Haaland did a little bit better, but he still did nothing. They nullified him today. He got nothing. And those 3 tackles, those head clashes that he had with Saliba was indicative of Saliba not wanting to give him an inch. After the game, Gabriel walked up to Haaland and said, I told you you're my bitch. Yeah? And that's what he said. He also used the F word. Guardiola walked up to Gabriel, had a word with him, and then Gabriel went over and gave Haaland a nice big hug. But the bottom line is Haaland had nothing against these 2. So for me, Gabriel was my man of the match. He got a 9 for me. You know what? Let me change that and give him a 9.5. Sorry, guys. Hold on a second. Let me change that and give him a 9.5 because when you do that to what is regarded as the best striker in the league, it's just phenomenal. Yeah, it's just phenomenal performance. But it wasn't just that. It was that Gabriel was there to nullify the other threats as well. So he kept it quiet and just played a total game for me. Kivior, interesting. I wanted to start with Kivior today. I said I knew Tomiyasu was fit and I knew Zinchenko was fit, and I said no, Kivior for me, because of his performances, he's deserved the start today. And defensively, he didn't let you down. I thought that it looked like he got a little bit of a knock, and so it was no surprise that he got withdrawn. But then that was the plan for me. I wanted to see Tomiyasu in this game anyway, because Tomiyasu is a better progressive player. You're never going to see, not much anyway, Kivior cross the halfway line and invert. You're just not going to see that. But plenty times we've seen that from Tomiyasu this season. So I knew that was going to happen at some point. Into the midfield, Declan Rice. Maybe I'm being a bit overzealous with Rice. I was going to give him a 7.5 because I didn't think he was fantastic, but I settled on giving him an 8, and the reason for that is he faced up against Rodri. I see you lot smiling there. I see you lot smiling. He faced up against what people say is the best midfielder in the Premier League, but I have always shown you guys for the last 3 years, number 1 in tackles, number 1 in duels won, number 1 in recoveries, number 1 in clearances has been Declan Rice as the midfielder. Since the age of 21, Rice has been the top statistic in defensive midfielders in the league. But yet that honor has always gone to Rodri. So Declan Rice came out today to show Rodri what he was all about. And he did that. I said to you guys after 70 minutes, I said, Rodri's done nothing today. He's not influenced the game. He's not took command of it. He's not managed the tempo. He's done nothing. He had Rice in his face all game. They did nothing. So that's why I've pushed Rice from a 7.5 to an 8. Because I think he absolutely produced one of the finest displays against what is regarded as the best defensive midfielder, probably in Europe. So that's it. This was Declan Rice's coming out game. I've gone with a 7 for Odegaard. And it could have been either way, couldn't it? Could have been a 6.5, could have been an 8. Because he just gives you so much in that tempo. I thought he was a little bit sloppy. That's why he doesn't get an 8. But the tempo, the management, the take charge, and the ownership of what you're doing today on the field, he's your guy. He's your captain. Everything starts from him. And so he gave you one of those performances. Again, a captain's performance today. But I just don't think it was a polished performance. In many areas, I thought he was a bit sloppy. And so that's why he doesn't get an 8. But that's your captain setting the tone again for the game. And he takes his team to a 0-0 draw. For Jorginho, I'm going to give a 6. I wasn't happy with Jorginho's performance at all. After 25 minutes, I was saying, give him the ball more. He needs to manage this game. He needs to manage the tempo. And when he got the ball, what did he do with it? He gave possession away. So it wasn't his best game. And he gets a 6. On to the forwards. Havertz, I'm going to give a 7. Look, he was the main forward and he had to drop back deep a lot to help with the midfield because obviously they didn't get the ball for him. Jorginho, that comes from Jorginho, right? And because Jorginho had 0 transition game today, Havertz had to drop back and become a part of the midfield. So he wasn't really a forward. Call him an advanced 8 today. He was like an advanced 8, which we've seen him play for us many times before. He was feeding off scraps, but he still got stuck in, still tried to be a nuisance. And I thought he won those long balls. A couple of times the balls came over long and just showed his body today. And had he had that little bit of a polished touch, it could have gone either way. So I thought he had a decent game today. Saka, oh God. I don't know what to say about Saka. Let's just say that he was playing injured and he got hooked off because it wasn't there. But I did point out he gave you the same performance in the last game against Porto. Yeah. So for some reason he's just not at the races at the moment. So I'm giving him a 5. Jesus, strange one with Jesus. He had the most touches in the box. He had the most chances. He just didn't make good use of them. But I thought it was the right decision to start him. And he too hasn't played a lot of late because he was out for a while, a couple of months. So look, he probably should have scored today. But that being said, I'm gonna still give him a 6. I thought he had an average game. I thought he ran everything down tirelessly. But that's his game, isn't it? That's what you want from him. At certain parts in the first half, he was playing like a left back when Kivior moved in, when they were playing a 5-3-2, defending that sort of counter attack. And so, look, he had an okay game for me today. But the winner here is Arteta. Arteta gets a 9 for me. Not regarded by some fans as being a game manager, but he managed the game today. He came up with the right tactics, which worked, regardless of what any of you lot want to say about it. What he put out to do today against a three-peat team that has won the title 3 years in a row, and he stopped the team from who scored 57 goals in a row. He nullified them. That's on him, and for that, he has the #1 defense in the league continuously, all through the system he's running, the tactics that he works. It's working. It's working with him. I can't argue what he did towards the end of the game. I saw what he was trying to do with the substitutions. Sometimes it works, sometimes it didn't. If Trossard plays that ball earlier on to Martinelli, then your subs do it for you again, which is what they did at the Emirates. The Emirates, he brought on Partey, brought on Havertz, he brought on Tomiyasu. They made the goal. This game, he brings on Trossard, he brings on Martinelli. Just that inept probability of Trossard not playing that ball early enough stops Martinelli from tapping that in for a win here today. But Arteta does his job nonetheless. Who wants to go next? Because some of you lot might be in a hurry.
I've got to jump. I've got to jump off.
Right, Vincey had his hand up quickly, so let's go to Vincey. Vincey, you got the conch, bro.
Yeah, okay, Gary, I'll be quick. Yeah, what I'll just say, I'm going to give Arteta a 10 today. Not because I called the substitutions in the order in which he made them, but the way how he chose the players and gave them the starting, like Kiwior, he deserved to start. Jorginho deserved to start. They put in a shift, and he made the changes when he made them. And the substitutions came on and played their part. So, it's not often where you can give a manager a 10 and we end up being in a draw. But in both halves of that game, he did what he needed to do, and we didn't look completely overrun, even though the stats in possession would show that. We grew as a young team today. I'm really proud of them. And that's all I really want to say.
Okay, right. Gary, you go ahead. Let me send the link to Bertram. Gary, go ahead. You got the punch.
So I'm going to give Raya 4. I thought his distribution was woeful. 5-6 shanked kicks off both feet, left and right. So it wasn't just his weaker foot. Give the ball away inside the Arsenal half.
By the way, sorry, Gary. I've sent the link, Bertram, so you can join the stream whenever you want. Go on, Gary.
Yeah, also, he gets away with dropping what should have been a simple catch under his bar. And lucky there was no Man City player there to tap it in. So I thought he was, I don't know if it was nerves. I don't know why it would be nerves. He's an experienced international keeper, played many games in the Premier League. So I just thought maybe it was an off day for him. If it would have been Ramsdale in goal, everyone would have been calling for him to be hung and never be seen again in an Arsenal shirt. But so Raya gets a 4. Ben White, I thought Ben White in the first half was giving us what Saka couldn't. I don't think I recall a game where I've seen Ben White overlapping so much so early on. I think it was a clear indication that he had to do the work that Saka couldn't. He was also solid in defence. Didn't really make any mistakes that I can remember in the game, which is good for Ben White because sometimes his concentration does let him down. So I'm happy Ben White gets an 8. Saliba and Gabriel, they're just two monsters. There's no other word to describe them. They're just two complete monsters. On the ground, in the air, in the tackle, they don't care. You bring it, they're going to match it and they're going to surpass it. So they both get 9.5 from me. Man of the match for me was probably just about Gabriel. I'm going to give Gabriel a 9.6. Just shading man of the match from Saliba, but they was both outstanding. Kivior, I thought he did, like Vinci said, he deserved to start. He's come into the team. He's made us more solid. We haven't conceded many goals. You know, he doesn't switch off like Zinchenko tends to do. Gets his tackles in. Very, very solid player. I'm going to give him a 7.5. Declan Rice looked a bit off the pace in the first half. I think that was the England games catching up with him. But when he got his second wind, he matched everything that Rodri could do, and probably on the scale of things, maybe just outshone Rodri a little bit. You know, the normal Declan Rice performance, he gets us going forward, he gets his tackles in, he gets the interceptions going. So a solid 8 from Declan Rice. Odegaard, again, everything that is good about Arsenal comes through him. He leads from the front, leads by example, chases down everything, does his defensive work. You know, I think it was it Mark that said in the commentary when we was talking about Partey, when he was labouring, who was it that sprinted past him? It was Martin Odegaard. So an 8 for Odegaard. A couple of times, there was one time in the game where you think, can he just use his right foot to put that ball through? A player of his calibre at this level should be able to pass 5-10 yards with both feet. But that's like nitpicking of the highest order, really, to be honest. So, but solid 8 from Odegaard. Jorginho, I think in the first half, the game passed the midfield by. It was played down either wing, and there wasn't a lot going through the middle, so Jorginho couldn't get on the ball. The times that he didn't really use it to our advantage. But he had an okay game, so I'm happy with his 7. I'm going to give him a 7. Actually, Kai Havertz, disappointing from Havertz today. Put himself about, was a bit of a nuisance, but I don't know. Sometimes he just doesn't give you what you actually want. Like, you want him to get in the box and get on the end of things, and he doesn't get across the front post. So, but overall, he put in a shift. So I'm happy with his 7. Saka shouldn't have been nowhere near this starting 11. Clearly not fit. He had a little 10-minute spell in the game where he looked like Saka. For the other rest of the time he was on, it was clear that he couldn't run, he couldn't put in any effort. So I'm going to give Saka a 3. Sometimes I think he has to fess up to Arteta and say, do you know what, boss? Today ain't my day. I can't play today. Put him on the bench, give him 15, 20 minutes at the end, not 77 minutes all through the game. I don't understand. So he gets a 3. Jesus. I like Jesus, but the overplay for me is just too much. And there was a couple of times today where he's had opportunities and he just wants to beat the same man 3 or 4 times. And then by the time he goes to shoot, he should be passing. And by the time he goes to pass, he's shooting. The decision-making's all over the gap. For me, he's a very complicated player to understand. He's got bags of talent, bags of skill, but he just uses it in the wrong way. I just don't understand him. So Jesus gets a 5. Arteta, I like the way he set the team up. I don't think Saka should have started. I think that was evident to everyone watching. He wasn't fit. And, you know, if we're not careful, Saka will be kicked out of football, or he'll pick up a major injury and he'll be out for a long period of time. And I think it's something that Arteta has to watch very, very closely. So Arteta, for me, he probably would have got a 10, but for playing Saka, I'm going to knock him down 2 points. He's going to get an 8. And that's me done.
Yeah, that's quite harsh, knocking 2 points. I've never seen.
Yeah, I just think sooner or later Saka's going to break, and I think if he breaks, he's going to break properly. You know, his Achilles is going to rupture, or it's going to be a really bad injury.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out now, because the one thing we've all noticed today, which we've been happy about, is the quality of the bench is astonishing. Like, you don't even have to force playing anybody anymore. Like Jorginho doesn't even have to play anymore because Partey's back. You could actually rest Declan Rice for a game now and play Partey and Jorginho. There's so many combinations that you can use now, especially with the fixture pile up this month. It will be interesting to see how they go on. So let's go back to that, Gary, in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
Before I've got Bertram.
I've got to jump off, guys.
No problem.
I've got to go somewhere. I'll see you later.
No problem. Thanks for that, bro.
Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
I've got Bertram, Nabil, and Gary to go for their player ratings. But before I do that, let me go through Fat Freddy. Fat Freddy says Araya 8, White 9, Saliba 9, Gabriel 9.5, Kivior 7, Rice 8, Odegaard 8, Jorginho 7, Havertz 6, Saka 4, Jesus 7, Arteta 9, and for the bench he's gone 9 for Partey, 6 for Tommy, 7 for Leo, 7 for Martinelli. G has gone 5 for Raya, 8 for White Rice, 9 for Saliba, 9.5 for Gabriel, 7 for Kivior, 8 for Rice, 8 for Odegaard, 7 for Jorginho, 6 for Havertz, 4 for Saka, 5 for Jesus, and another 9. Arteta's racking up the 9s today. So let's go with Bertram. Bertram, first of all, welcome. How are you? What was your thoughts on the game? And then what was your player ratings?
So no surprise, I don't have the same views you guys do for different reasons.
There's a lot of views here, Bertram.
Well, it's consistently lauding the team for how they perform. And yeah, we're happy we didn't lose, but we're talking like we have an inferiority complex. We had 28% possession. Yes, City didn't really create anything offensively, but we weren't in the game. The grades are all about the defense. Where's Arsenal imposing their will on City? Liverpool did that. When I saw Liverpool play them both this season, they played them equally. We dropped back as if we're West Ham or Sam Allardyce team. And then we're also rah-rah about how great we did. Like, are we going to compete with City on their level? Or are we going to be a stepchild? So they control the whole. In fact, second half, I thought Pep helped us by not playing Doku and Grealish earlier. I thought he helped us because in the first 50 minutes, I said Kiwior should not be on the field. Game is bigger than him. And that was Bernardo Silva, who can't run past you, who can beat you easily, can't run past you.
So
I don't
Bertram,
have the people do.
So I can answer that, and you might have missed that in the stream before. You could clearly see that there was a tactical level of change here. You could clearly see that the mindset was, and here's the reason why as well. The mindset was to play counter-attacking football today.
No, Apollo, you can't.
Bertrand, let me finish.
Main man.
Bertrand, let me Bertrand, let me finish, and then you can come in afterwards. The reason for that is because Spurs normally do well here, playing counter-attacking football. They've beaten City 6 out of the last 10 matches that they've played, especially in this ground as well. But the other thing about that was the fact that we talked about City have scored in 57 consecutive matches until today. So regardless of what we want to talk about, football is a game of tactics. And for what you've said, Arteta switched his tactics today. That's why you didn't see the normal fluent Arsenal football. That's why we had 28% possession. So that's the reason why. We might not agree with it, but that's what he's done. And that's actually worked. It's worked in his favor. It was a very, very professional performance today. And you've nullified what, quite frankly, is the best team in Europe. And so that's why a lot of people are giving them kudos about it.
So Spurs tactics was, I play Kane deep. He becomes the facilitator like an Odegaard. He plays the ball out wide to Sung, always playing on the right. They get the ball. They have speed like blazing on the outside. He picks it up, plays it wide, we're gone. Where was our facilitator, that person who's playing deep in the middle of the park, doing that? That wasn't happening. I'm sorry, but I hate to say, I am not the same person going to sit here and say how great we were. That means we're inferior. That means we're acquiescing to City. Because how many fast break did we get today to get behind the defense to say, you know what? This was a counter-attacking construct. Go ahead, Vinci.
But Bertrand, to be fair, we are inferior to City. We're trying to play catch up to them, and we're missing Martinelli on the flank, who would, in that situation, will be able to cause them more of a threat. So I understand what you're saying, but in reality of how we played the game, you know, we still had good chances in the game. and made bad decisions in that first half and second half with opportunities to actually win the game. So, as you say, how inferior we were still in the game and with opportunities to create better chances and take opportunities.
So, like I said, I thought Pep played into our hands. I would play Doku, not necessarily Grealish, but to me, there was a game for Doku against Kirior. And I'm working it to him all day to get by him. Now, Doku makes bad decisions a lot of times when he get by his man, but it was obvious it was an E. That's why Pep, he changed him. I told my nephew at halftime, Partey, Tommy, and Martinelli should come on at halftime. Those changes to me. My nephew and I were talking. I said, those got to be the changes. Because you see Partey, people talk about, Jorginho. Yes, he's been brilliant for us. You see Partey come in the game when the game changed? Partey has 4 or 5 passes every time he touched the ball. 4 or 5 passes. He's playing the ball in those tight spaces between the line to give Declan a chance to turn and go at the opposition. We don't have that with Jorginho. Too slow, can't cover the spaces quick enough, can't cover the gaps quick enough. So I get frustrated when I hear all these larger, yes, we went there, we got a draw. Yeah, we're good. But when I watch the game, I said to myself, my manager is not a good game manager, maybe a brilliant coach. And secondly, I am not walking away feeling all great because I went to the Etihad and all I did was sat back, soak up pressure, and hope that I can get a break, which Trossard should do a better job on. But I want to put Trossard on because he's too slow. Good bet or best goal scorer, probably. Too slow. Havertz up top, create a lot of stuff, but not the person. So anyway, grading, I think Raya was wasteful today, but I understand why he was wasteful because we couldn't play out from the back because they were suffocating us. So he's going to play it safe. Even though if you're going to play it safe, at least give you a chance, just have a chance to get on the ball. That didn't happen. I thought White was very, very good today. One of his better games because normally he doesn't tackle well at 1-on-1. And it was showed up when Grealish came on. Because they had Kirill, they had Guardiola outside. I don't know why you got to play your center half as a left winger. That was interesting. Again, I think Pep does that a lot of times, where to me he messes up. So I gave White a 7.5. I gave Saliba a 9. I gave Gabriel a 9 also. I think they were both joint man of the match because I thought they were both brilliant. I gave Kirill a 5. I thought he struggled throughout the game, frankly. I didn't think he was that effective. I gave Rice a 7 because he was very good defensively, didn't see the offense. I gave Odegaard a 6. I thought he worked his socks off today, as he normally does. I didn't think that final pass he was trying to make never got to his destination. And he made some bad passes across field. We're like, this is not Odegaard. Are you just rushing because you feel pressure? Why is that? Right? So defensively, he was very good. He worked his tail off like he normally does. I didn't think he was that effective, though, going forward.
Hold on, Bertram. Go back to your grade about Rice. Did you hear my grade about Rice? Did you hear what I said about Declan Rice's performance?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so I did the same. I gave him the same grade as you. I gave him a 7. But the reason why I bumped it up to an 8 was because he nullified what people have said is the best defensive midfielder in Europe. He nullified. He took Rodri out of the game. Rodri had no influence on this game whatsoever. And so that's the reason why I bumped him up to an 8. So it was more of a blended performance from me for him. Because these are, you imagine, Bertram, you're Declan Rice, you signed on with this team. You chose not to go to Man City. You chose Arsenal for one reason. So you've been waiting and sleeping and wishing and praying for this game for the whole season. And then you get it, and this is the performance you put in. So that's why I balanced mine out. So just to show.
No, look, I thought he was good, but I didn't think he was exceptional. I thought he was good, but I think a lot defensively, not really good. My frustration in the game is that City suffocate us. We couldn't come out. So even on throw-ins, guys, they could throw the ball in really easily. We couldn't get throw-ins in, which means we weren't aggressive enough in our press. And I know the press changed second half. So in first half, we were dropped back a lot. Second half, we start pressing up more upfield. But even that wasn't as coordinated as it normally is. Go ahead, Vinci.
Bertram, do you think Partey deserved to start the game with Rice in the middle? Is that what you would have done?
I didn't. I thought Partey decided not to go to Ghana in the international window. He was on the bench for the previous 2 games. I thought he has to be fit enough now to play. 4 weeks in, then he's done for the rest of the season. He's got to be enough. Having said that, I understand why he started Jorginho, but I thought the change should have made it halftime because Partey. I understand you don't. Facebook users agree with me. Partey changed the game. Look at go back and watch the game when Partey was on the ball. How the team looked. Different game. Look away pass like he normally does. Drop his shoulder. Find Gabriel when he had pressure. Play it back. Get the game. Find Rice between the line. We weren't doing that in the game. We were getting the ball, and then we get pressure, we kick the ball off field, and we lose it. Or we go back to Saliba, they get pressure, they boot it up because we weren't creating the space or the angles to get the pass into that.
And so, I do think sometimes the passage of play in games does lead to that portion in the last 15 minutes where there is more space, and a player like Partey coming on can exploit that. I thought we looked more potent with the players coming on,
right,
and the way how we were moving the ball in the second half than we were in the first half. But if you stop and you think about some of the chances that we had in the first half, you think, actually, do you know what? We could have done better in those situations. But definitely, I think the team was stronger in the second half. And we used the ball better in the second half. But also, there were areas, and as good as our defensive performance was today, we looked very panicky and naive in the second half that invited the pressure that City had and possibly half chance opportunities that didn't come to anything because of our indecision and tentative play on the ball. And that's just
that's some great.
One is they brought on two very skillful wingers, right? Which then forces you to double. We're not going to double their left back or center half playing left wing. We play 1-on-1. We're forced to double ball Grealish and Doku, so they can create more room for others. And so when they have De Bruyne, Grealish on one side, Haaland flying down on the left side, you then have to make some decisions. Both players are skillful enough to go by you, so you got to try to quadruple team. Somebody's going to be open, right? I thought we played smart enough, but then Saka tried to dribble out sometimes, wasn't happening. And if you bully upfield, you're going to play defense again. That's why you're struggling. And that's why a Martinelli with his speed forces you then to play deeper as a defender. So you can't help the left winger or you can't help the midfielder inside. It's all about countering.
It is. It's a good point by Fat Freddy here. He says the same thing that I said in the first half. We saw Jesus playing left back and Kivior was moved in forward to watch the runs. Because and the reason for that is, guys, City makes those slant runs in the side of the penalty area where they get to put those balls in. And Arteta just managed that by playing a 5-3-2. The two front men was Havertz and Odegaard. So the system worked. You had the two highest pressing men to maintain the ball. But that was your difference. For me, I don't think there's anything wrong here, guys, because the point that we're all making is right. The difference, guys, is Spurs can play that when you have Kane and Song, which at that point, I think they were the two most productive scorers in tandem in the Premier League. Arsenal came into this game with Havertz and Jesus and an unfit Saka. You're trying to play counter-attacking football against Man City, who's the best team in Europe, right? So that's where your frailties are. You go out and you get a striker, and then you play this system, the results are going to be different. Exactly for what Bertrand pointed out, but what Vincey said in regards to the decision-making, because that is all it is, guys. No matter how talented you are, it's the decisions you make. Whether you play the right ball, the wrong ball, when you play that ball, and the angle you play that ball. All of that comes into effect when we're talking about football at this level. This isn't Bournemouth. It's not Fulham. This is against Man City. So I think you both have good points, but the deciding factor is always going to be, this is Arsenal's weakness. Everyone says you need a striker, you need a striker, you need a striker. We have a good forward. I wouldn't say that we have an excellent forward line like some of our rivals do. And so that's where the difference, you know, what would a Victor Osimhen difference have made today when you're playing those angles, your counter-attacking angles? All of that sort of factors into it today.
Yeah, I agree, Apollo, but it's a little bit different from my view, which is we didn't force it to do anything today. Like, if you're going to play me this way and play in halfway my half with all your players, your 10 players, and your only goalkeeper back, I'm going to force you to change. I'm going to force you to go deeper because I'm going to make you feel vulnerable because I'm going to get the ball up the field to my front players in some way, shape, or form. If I win it, I'm gone. but you have to make it. So that's where Partey comes in important, because Partey can make the ball over the top or between the lines to then make you feel vulnerable. We had nobody to do that. That's not what Rice does. That's not what Jorginho does. I think Jorginho can do it, but he's too slow to make those decisions. Go ahead, Vincey.
Yeah, Vincey, you go, because I got a great point. As this conversation is linking up, I've got a great point to bring.
Okay, I'll ask you guys both. Which frustrated you more, the fact that Man City had more possession, or the fact that we looked pretty inept with our corners today?
It's the latter for me, and that brings on to my point before Bertram answers. That brings on to my point. We know. And this is why, Bertram, you come onto the stream, this is why Arteta's getting 9s and 10s today. You know that the game is won and lost by what your managers do. And in the Charity Shield and at the game of the Emirates, what was evident was that they cancelled each other out. There was very little in it. So Pep, and this is an Arteta masterstroke today. Pep has gone into this game today, set his team up for the way that Arsenal play. What does Arteta do? Arteta comes in and shows something completely different. And that's what turned the game on its head in the first half. The first half was very diverse because of that structure of tactics. And then as we saw the second half, I mentioned the word hammer time, Arsenal then became a little bit more elusive. Because, look, guys, Arsenal are maybe as strong as them, but Arsenal are fitter, they're stronger in that way in terms of the way they play. Arsenal run a lot harder than City does. City doesn't press. They're not that team. They're not Liverpool. The way City plays, a lot of wisdom, clever passing. They don't make mistakes. Everything is a well-oiled machine. So I think the structure today was Pep was surprised at the way that Arsenal came out, because he didn't set his team up in that way. Pep set his team up in the same way he has over the last few games. And Arteta showing something different created a different aspect for that team. And after 70 minutes, Bertram, I turned around to everybody. I said, has Haaland had a good game? Has Rodri had a good game? Have we seen Foden today? The tactics completely nullified everything that they were doing. City gave you nothing today. And that was all down to Arteta. Go on, you can go ahead.
Yeah, look, I think Haaland doesn't play. When you're when you're 2 center half and your right back are way ahead in terms of scoring in your team, I'm not sure you can say you had a very, very good game. When you're 3 defenders, that means you are defending a lot. That's what it tells you, right?
That's
when they have the best scores by a good mile, because I think we're generous with some of the other scorers, it tells you are defending a lot during the game.
Yeah.
And my philosophy is always even though you're away from home, and I use Liverpool as the benchmark because we have 3 teams at the top of the table. They didn't play that way. They forced City to defend and forced City to play. They matched City. We didn't match City at all today. We were defending a lot and hope we catch a break on the break. We were like a West Ham come to Arsenal.
No, we were trying to be a Tottenham.
They defended the whole game and then nicked us on 2 goals.
Yeah,
that's what we were today.
I think we were trying to be a Tottenham, and what they achieved, Bertram, was stopping this team.
We're West Ham trying to be Tottenham, I guess. That's what you're trying to say. We were Tottenham today.
What they achieved was stopping this team from scoring in the 58th game in a row. No team. You can throw teams at me. You can throw Liverpool. You can throw Real Madrid. You can throw any team you want. None of them teams was able to stop City from scoring at home. So that in itself is a fantastic achievement. It's one of the things, it's one of the challenges I gave Arteta today, and he passed it with flying colours. And for me, I think this can only help them in the long run, because look, Arsenal are the best defence in the Premier League. And we've known that for a while. But today's game actually puts a staple on that. That puts the stamp on it. Yeah? If anybody had any concerns about our defence, look at the display today. They went in with that tactic, the counter-attack. We said, we're going to defend, we're going to suck City in, and then we're going to try and get them on the counter. And you can't do that if you're the 10th best defence. You can't do that if your defence is not the number 1. You can't do that.
But Apollo, part of our defence is imposing our will on people. People just think defense is when I go back and defend. Part of my defense is I control the ball so you can't get the ball, like City does. City use their offense as part of their defense. They rest on offense and they keep the ball, so they're defending by keeping the ball because you can't get the ball. So you can't attack me if you don't have the ball. That's part of the concept people don't seem to realize about how Pep plays. I thought Pep not playing Doku or Grealish today, not even Grealish, but Doku today, was just bad on his part. Because Doku came in the game and was roasting whoever was on the left, frankly.
But
And
he
doesn't
was
make the best decision. When he goes by people, he does make the best decisions.
But yeah, because Bertram, let's face it, we were laughing at Doku today when he came on because he was so inept inside.
Well,
the
no,
box.
when he beats people, he doesn't make the right decision, right? He
Yeah.
kicks the goal. But I'm saying he can get you a penalty. He can create something out of nothing, especially when you're playing deep and they can't penetrate you. You need that differentiator.
Yeah.
Well, let me finish the grading. Havertz, I gave a 6. Saka, I gave NA. I don't think he played today. I couldn't give him a grade. Jesus could have done better 2 or 3 times in the game, I thought, especially in the first half. But he shows you some of the skills that he have. And I gave Arteta a 6.5. I understand it.
Wow.
I understand. Look, I'm not everybody else. Everybody seems to be on the same plane. I view the game a little bit differently. Maybe I'm not that smart. Maybe I'm not that smart. But I thought offensively, it was more about the changes and the timing of the changes. Because I'm telling you, when Partey came in the game, it was a different game.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
It was a different game when he came in the game. One player.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But even with our starting lineup, Bertrand, did you expect that starting lineup to really, if anything, dominate and really cause City problems with the injuries that City had? Did you expect us to cause them more problems than what we did?
Yeah, for a team that's been scoring goals abundant with this lineup, right? Against inferior opposition, a team that destroyed Liverpool, even though it was at home. Okay, we played Liverpool at their place. We scored first, and second half, and Trench just scored. But we dominated Liverpool at home, and we could have beaten them at their house, even though second half, one would say, Cranky, you're exaggerating here. But I thought we played them well, both home and away. City, I thought we played them well at home. I just thought today we just let them have the ball. No, we didn't let them have the ball. And that's another thing fallacy people have. They took the ball. We didn't give them anything. They took it and they held it, and we couldn't get it off them. And when we got it, when we got it, no. Let me say this in football. Yeah. Nobody let you have the ball unless it's Spurs against City. Nobody. People really let you have the ball because an offensive team like us want to play football.
Yeah. So that's the reason why
you want to play football.
Right. So the whole concept of Jesus playing a left back is what refutes that. The fact that he played in as a left back for the entirety of the first half, we went in there with a different tactic. It was not, I know you're upset about the offense, but the offense was not the tactic today. It was to play counter-attacking. And then my point was that we're not really great at it because we don't have the players. Like us, the difference, you go in with Song and Kane, and then you go in with what we've got. It's night and day. The Tottenham counter-attacking system works way better because you've got those 2 quality players. You just don't have that at Arsenal. And we saw on 2 or 3 occasions today where the quality of the passes just wasn't there. But going back to this comment that Cam made, which is what Odegaard said, the biggest, and it backs up what you said, Bertram, the biggest disappointment today, and I'm not going to be disappointed today because I thought that we played really well, and I thought the tactics don't normally pay off. And when you're someone like Arteta, you get riddled for not using enough tactics, and when you do tactics, you get riddled for that as well. So it's just like you could never win. But anyway, my point here is Odegaard said that they were pretty much chasing for most of the game, and he says here when we finally got the ball, we were knackered, and we didn't have much in our legs. So it's again
my point.
Yes, but again, so for a growing team like us, we've never approached the game like this before because we've been blowing teams away. So this is something that we've now added. Look, we did something and it succeeded. We stopped City we nullified them. That against the champions is a fantastic achievement. But what you do now, Bertram, as a team, you go back on film and then you start to talk about the films that worked and things that didn't work. And for me, when you play good defense, your next move is transition. What do you do with the ball when you win it and you get it back? And the Jorginho thing, which has been gold for us this year. Jorginho has 3 man of the matches in that 8-game winning streak. And today he was anonymous and he was giving the ball away and it just didn't work. A Thomas Partey today would have dominated. And I take you guys back to 2 years ago when we played City and Thomas Partey. This was the week before Thomas Partey was going to AFCON African nations, and we were all saying we were going to miss him. Thomas Partey got man of the match and absolutely, in a single pivot, dominated Manchester City. He absolutely played them off the park. And we lost that game because of Xhaka and Gabriel. You two probably remember, yeah? But my point is, with City, I don't think City get enough credit here because of who they are and because of their performances at the Etihad. What we've gone in and done today against them is phenomenal. And we came into this game with one thing, and it was, City hasn't had great results against the top 5 teams. You know why? Because they didn't have Rodri. Rodri was missing in all of those games. They actually have never lost a game with Rodri starting. And the point I made about Declan Rice was today about how we nullified him. There's a lot of intangibles in this game today. And I like picking it apart with a fine-tooth comb when I converse with you guys, because we really get to get our claws in there and find out what it's all about. There is a lot that has gone into this result. A lot of people said the first game at Emirates was boring. And I was like, are you mad? That was like watching American football. The two coaches on the sideline just banging it out, switching different plays, calling audibles. And I just love that kind of tactical football. Vincey.
I think to Bertram's point, I look on reflection, the onus really was on Man City to get something in this game. And they had their attacking players minus Alvarez on the bench, on the pitch. Doku, when he did come on, and if you're going to look at the possession for the 90 minutes, you're going to look and think they didn't really do enough to create real goal scoring opportunities to win the game at home. But to our credit, I think defensively that was our biggest strength in the way how our team was. And for the young team to go there mentally after what happened last year and said, you know what, we're not letting you score. And that for me was epitomized in Odegaard's performance, where he was covering not just for at times for Partey when he came on, he was there for Jorginho. You know, he ran his, as you said, he ran his socks off, but unfortunately he wasn't able to do it at the other end. But again, that's just showing defensively the team have learned a lot from last year's
100%.
Mistakes. And if anything, you know, for me, the standout performance for us this year was Liverpool at home, because the way how we played in that game to get a victory is going to stand us in good stead in this run-in. And if we do mount a Champions League run all the way, because we're going to face teams who are going to play like this.
Yeah. Yep.
Really going to face, and we're going to have to be able, we can't afford to go through penalties for games to games. We're going to have to take opportunities. And,
good point.
You know, in what you're saying, Bertram, come out of our shell and take the game to the opponent. And whether it's in the second half or the first half, and I've always said, it's about minimizing the mistakes and taking the chances. And I think we had good chances in a game that we didn't have a lot of the ball in good opportunities, but when we did, it was just our decisions that really let us down.
So what have we got to?
We say we're young, but we're not really young from a footballing standpoint. And I think sometimes we are conflating one's age with one's football experience. Saka is not young football-wise. Havertz is not young football-wise. Jesus is not young football-wise. Rice is not young football-wise. Over Jorginho is older, right? We weren't really a young team today football-wise. Yes, age-wise, Saliba is young, but they've all played very high-level football for a number of years now.
Bertram, I don't think
highest value team in football.
No, Bertram, I don't think that's what Vincey was talking about. I think Vincey was talking about our performances against the top teams like Liverpool and Man City.
Yeah, but even what you were saying about Saka, I don't think Saka, even though he's played all these games up here, when he's on the ball, it's still naive.
He's
so
always
you can play as many games as Saka's played, but even today, what he was doing with the ball at times and throughout this season, you've said for yourself you want more from that player in that situation. So sometimes the occasion does get to players, if you're thinking about your injury, if you don't want to come off the pitch, you know, it got to a situation where he was hauled off because of injury.
When was the last time we went
Was
to
it injury or
City?
ineffectiveness? I'm always trying to figure out how we make these decisions. That's part of my problem with the manager. He was ineffective. Why is he on the pitch?
When was the last time we went to the Etihad and put in a performance like this and got something out of the game?
Well, Apollo, one could have said the same thing about Anfield, right? Liverpool even beat
I
us
was
versus
about to
City
come
a
on to
couple of
that.
years.
I was
Go
about
ahead.
to come on to that. Yeah. So this is where, and I pick up on Vince's point again. It's not about what we do as a team. It's about what we do as a team against the best. And that could only benefit us in the Champions League. So this season, we've held Manchester City at the Emirates and at the Etihad to one shot in the game on target. We held Liverpool at Anfield and at the Emirates to one shot on target. 4 games against the 2 best teams in the league and a total of 4 shots on target, 1 in each game. Not just that, but remember the old, I don't like Jose Mourinho, I can't stand the man, but remember Jose Mourinho said, the way how you win titles is you win at home and you draw against your rivals on the road. Arsenal this season have got 4 points from Manchester City and 4 points from Liverpool. That's Arteta. Is that wrong?
No, he got 4 points from each. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
I think that when you're the second highest value team in football, and we can go to transfer market and look this up, then you should be imposing your will on teams. And at least matching City, who's the best team in football, I think, still, actually, at least being able to have them fear you. They had no fear today. They didn't feel like they're under pressure. They didn't feel concerned in the game. I cannot play against you, and I keep going to comparison with Liverpool. With the 3 teams at the top of the table. When Liverpool played them, different game. They didn't pose their will on Liverpool. They were like we were like kids today. Liverpool was not like kids against them.
Bertram, I think they feared us because if they didn't, they would have been able to pull us ragged and
express themselves
and express themselves and have good scoring opportunities. They were unable to do that, and this is where it's like I'm fearful. I was so fearful of the Porto game because if you give Porto opportunities and they take them, you're losing the game.
Yeah.
Right? Man City this season have shown that they can give teams opportunities while scoring. What we've strengthened is we don't give a lot of opportunities. The problem is we had a purple patch when we were scoring loads of goals, but when we struggled against teams early on, we couldn't take good opportunities. So it's in a situation now where, okay, we've got over a hurdle now. City, Liverpool, we've got points. We now need to take our chances. We've got a good squad now that are coming back with fitness-wise, and it's down to Arteta really to keep the guys fresh. We can now see that obviously Partey's ready to start a game, which is encouraging. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see whether Rice can keep up this form, playing in a slightly different position and different role within his team, because he's the one that I think is going to help us offensively when the likes of Havertz isn't taking opportunities or Jesus isn't taking opportunities, because Odegaard needs help at the top. He really needs help at the top.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Odegaard. I mean, not Odegaard. I'm not sold on Havertz. I know everyone is now in Havertz's corner. He scored about near a goal this season, subsequent to the first part of the season. I'm still not sold on him. I don't see any differentiating quality. Good hold-up player, good in the air, get about. But I need differentiating quality. I don't need to get about. I need to carve a man if you need to. I need to put the ball in the top corner if you need to, like Trossard does sometimes. I don't need you to be getting about and be okay. No, I need you to be differentiated. We're playing at the highest level, right? If you're like Haaland, you know you don't have any other attribute you look like, but you can put the ball in the net. You can physically dominate. The reason why we play City so well defensively, because Haaland cannot dominate Gabriel and and Saliba cannot dominate. They dominate him every single time they play against him, except when they played us. Was it at their place? Was it a year ago when they beat us 4-1 and De Bruyne keep
and that's movement.
To him, right?
De Bruyne made that movement.
No, because they played us smart.
Yeah.
Right? They played deeper. We try to press, and maybe it's a lesson learned from last year. The ball played over the top, and we didn't respond to it.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying. And a big part of Haaland is you've got Rodri in there, Bernardo Silva, and you've got Kevin De Bruyne, and those guys feed the slants. And Arteta's tactics took those slants away. They took them out. They didn't have any. They wasn't allowed to put those slants in today. And the balls had to come in from different angles. When you saw some of the balls Kevin De Bruyne was putting in, they were those lofting free kick type of balls. Very easy for clearances, very easy for Gabriel and Saliba to mark out. And quite frankly, City had nothing for us today. And it's not just that, but every team we've played for a long spell of this season has come up against the same problem when they play us, is they can't seem to find a way to penetrate our back line.
Yeah, so Vinci was talking about set pieces today. I don't think you guys look at City's size. They are giants in that team. I mean, you think about it. Haaland, what's it about 6'4", 6'5"? Diaz. You're thinking about Guardiola. They were big. So when they were lining up for, even though we didn't get the ball past the first line, they had like 6 players, some like 6 foot, apart from when they took Aki out, who were at the front. So you can try to get the ball at the back, but you won't get there because they're so tall, they're going to head the ball out.
So I don't think Arsenal gets enough credit for that either, because we are one of the most remember the Invincibles. This Arsenal team now is one of the most physical, imposing teams in the Premier League. They've got Kivior 6'2". They've got Gabriel 6'3". They've got Saliba 6'4". Ben White 6'1". And then you've got Declan Rice, who's 6'2". Partey is 6'2". And if you've got to take out Jorginho in that respect. And then as an advanced 8 and a striker who drops back, Kai Havertz is 6'3", 6'4".
Odegaard is tall also.
Yeah. So when you look at Arsenal, people think that we're still the Three Musketeers of the days of Fabregas and everybody was 5'8" and everything, what Wenger tried to do. Arteta's got one of the most physical, imposing teams in the league with 4 of those centre backs playing. And again, Tomiyasu 6'2". So when he comes in, we don't even change there. This Arsenal team is no joke. They're no joke.
I think size and skill are now an imperative. That's what City has proven, right? Apart from Bernardo Silva, most of them are big until Lewis came in for Aki. They're a big team, right? Really big team, but they have the ability. So if I'm bigger than you and just as skillful, it's hard for you to beat me, frankly, in a lot of different areas. But that's
why I thought we didn't try and rotate from the corners perspective and play it short and bring them out, because that for me, we just, as you said, if we didn't clear the first post, we're going back post, and it was nothing really.
So it's funny, I was in Texas last week, as you know, Apollo, watching the Nations League. And I was asking some of the players this, and some of the assistant coaches is, all the free kicks they were taking was actually De Bruyne take today. They played the ball to the back post, hoping to hit it in. And I said, has anybody done the percentage on that? Like, how does that work? Because when they were lining up, I saw space, not necessarily today, but I think Jesus was covering that space, between the line of defense that's in that bunch and the first wall. There was space in between there, or space going around that. I'm like, why aren't you guys more creative about how you take these free kicks?
Yeah.
Because I see a ton of free kick put to the power post and it gets headed out and we start over again. I'm like, don't you play the percentages? Don't you try something different? Not just playing the ball from corner to the man here and then it's the same thing, you'll put the ball in the box. But how do you get creative to say I can penetrate the defense versus the same lob and you hope? Got to be a better way to do this. You got to sit down and it's like NFL football, Apollo, and Vinci, as you know, they always try ways of being creative to achieve a given objective. I didn't see us doing that. Not most teams, frankly, to be honest.
Yeah, I think
even first half, when Jesus was doing his overplaying, he had the opportunity to tee up even a Rice or an Odegaard for a shot on the 18, and you're not using the ball in that situation because both of those guys can shoot.
Yeah. The first one he got when he caught on his chest, actually, Odegaard was calling for the ball.
Yeah.
I said if you saw that. The one he caught and kicked to the far post, he kicked it near post and he went out.
Yeah.
If he had faked it and played to Odegaard, he had a better angle to shoot. and a more wider goal versus trying to go from a close angle. So you're right about decision making, actually. But I say this about Saka. Look, Saka's stats are wonderful this year. You can't dispute them. But I'm not sure Saka's play equate to his stats. I'm not sure if you guys have saw that this year, actually. His stats are crazy for a winger.
It's gone down.
His overall playing all the games doesn't equate to his stats.
That's why I mentioned the Porto game he played last, where it was awful, and he put in another bad performance today. So we'll have to see what happens with those ones. We've got Luton on Wednesday, so I'll be at the Emirates for that game. Vincey, I'm not sure if you're going to be at the stadium on that one.
No, I didn't get tickets for. I had the opportunity to get tickets for Luton. I didn't take them, and then I didn't get tickets for the Bayern Munich game, so I won't be going to that one. So I'll wait for them.
I want to watch those games. I'm curious to see because Bayern has destroyed us over the years. We're a better team now. I hope we don't sit back like against City against Bayern. I hope we take it to them because they can't. Their defense is not the best in the world. Frankly.
Yeah, they're struggling, man. And Kane is wobbling at the moment. Kane is wobbling. All right, guys.
This weekend.
He did. He missed some horrible ones. He really did. Guys, it's Easter weekend, and who was this game really benefited today? And I think that is Liverpool for sure. But then Man City have to go. Man United, have to do a job against them when they play them. And a point at the Etihad cannot be sniffed at. The first time Man City have failed to score in 57 games in all competition. It was a game that lacked quality. And Man City couldn't find their rhythm because Arsenal have done what they've done to everybody else this season, and that's just nullified them. So for me, great defending in the shape of Arsenal, and who knows what a point would mean for us in the last 9 games of the title battle. So that's it for me, guys. Vincey, Bertram, final thoughts on you, Vincey, for today?
I think it's a mature point for a team that's striving to put last season's failures behind them, and I think it's a good point. We just now need to regroup and just impose ourselves now. There's nothing to fear in imposing yourselves in the remaining fixtures in the Premiership now, and we've got fully fit squad, and it's great to see Partey back. So yeah, it's looking good.
Final thoughts from you, Bertram?
Well, our second Vincent comment about a point. I like the fact that we didn't lose, frankly, no matter what I critique about not playing more on the front foot.
That would have been disastrous today if we lost.
I think we have recency bias, and we don't give Partey enough credit. And when he's fully fit and on the field, second to none. Yeah. I am pleased with my team and their ability and their future, because I think we need to add a few more players in some key areas, such as center forward. But the team is still young, age-wise, but get much more mature in terms of football-wise. And the future bodes well going forward, which is very important. So, and our players are locked up. Most players in a long-term contract. We'll start to see Partey go, and I think we're going to renew his contract, even though he has a year left after this year. But it's encouraging going forward that you have a team which is built really well. You only have a few gaps to fill, and they're of good age, but they're going to be around for a while. So, all good.
All right, guys, that's it for us. Everybody enjoy your Easter weekend. I'm about to go and join. I've got 9 members of the family sitting in the front room listening to me do the stream. So I'm going to go and have my Easter lamb. We've got a nice roast lamb with garlic and loads of vegetables that we've got in there. And we've got nice garlic gratin potatoes, which my wife has cooked. So everybody enjoy your weekend and enjoy your Easter Monday as well. Bertram, you guys don't do Easter Monday in the States, do you?
No. But I've decided to take an indefinite vacation from work. So
yeah, I know. I heard you. So are you officially retired now?
Yeah, sort of. I'm starting a YouTube channel. I'm just trying to buy equipment. I'm gonna have some fun giving people a hard time on YouTube.
Excellent. Is it going to be about football in general or the regular boys or Arsenal?
I'm doing 2 channels. So one is a sports channel, not just football.
Yeah. And
one is what I call Cranky Uncensored. So I'm gonna get myself in trouble. Talk about
Hey, listen. Listen, we already got a guy doing that on our streams, which is Danny. Dan does that already on his channel. So good luck with that, and any support that you want, we've got your.
But I'm gonna have you on as a guest. Not just talking football, because I know you're into the politics stuff. We'll talk about politics in the UK or India or what's happening in the Middle East.
I can't wait to
talk about all
can't
those
wait for
subjects.
that. All right, guys.
You may be my regular guest to talk about these things. I love those topics.
Excellent, guys. All right, all the best, guys. Have a good weekend. Nice one,
Take care.
guys.
Good seeing you.
Cheers.
Take care.
Cheers.